Hi
Um,
YouTube, how's it going? My name is Waba. Welcome to Talk 2 of 2 on this lovely September 5th, which I'll probably put these out a day apart or something like that. Um, this is the ever lovely Imara Ravenfire.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to everyone and yeah,
Uh,
what you do, who
I'm
you is.
ImaraRavenFire. I am a variety streamer who does a lot of focus on charity. Um, I talk about psychological health and psych health just in general a lot.
Hell yeah.
I have also been drinking because this topic is very, very hard for me to talk about. And for those of you who don't feel you can talk about some shit, I get you. I understand you. Please come find me. If there's a brick wall that's not going to talk about your shit, but is also going to be like, hey, this thing. Hi, I'm her.
I'm here for it. I'm here always to talk about anything. And our normal only rule in chat is no graphic detail.
Oh,
Um, normally.
I will hold back.
Oh no, this is the thing. My guests are exempt from this rule.
Oh,
Um, because I believe fully that um someone who's been through a or multiple, probably in this case, mental health experiences, it's important for them to tell their story in their words in whatever language they need to tell it in whatever way they need
but,
to tell it in.
but, at the same time, I am
Mm-hmm.
somebody who I actually have a degree in psychology, and I don't want anyone feeling any particular way from the story I'm about to tell.
As do I. What's your degree? I didn't know this.
Psychology,
Just
actually.
just psych.
Psychology, I actually worked as a addiction counselor for a couple of years.
Oh hey.
It's hard fucking work. It
Yes, it
really
is.
is. Um,
I'm
but for those of you in chat who have questions, do not hesitate to ask them.
mm-hmm,
I will deal with whatever you ask,
mm-hmm,
and I will answer you.
mm-hmm. I'll also answer
And
you.
that's an
Only.
important thing to say.
Mm-hmm. Asking questions is important. Even if you're embarrassed to ask the questions, ask them anyway.
Exactly. What we are
Um,
doing is not taboo. It should not be
no,
taboo.
no, not at all.
And that's the point.
See, okay, so this is a thing about me is the reality that I live in is that I have just been
Yes, guinea
like,
pig dad, you are welcome.
of
Come in.
course, you're always welcome.
Come
Everyone's welcome
talk.
here as long as you're kind. Um,
Exactly.
my thing is the reality that I live in as far as like mental health talk goes is that it's just been so much a part of my life that like for someone to like how do I say this? For someone to like hesitate is just like wild to me. I'm just like, why would you hesitate? Of course you should talk about your mental health openly.
So,
It should be a normalized thing. Like
as
I'm
someone
at
who
this
didn't previously, right?
I'm at the, right, and I was someone that well, I don't know if I was someone who never really previously talked about it. Although I definitely shut myself up in certain situations because abuse, but there's that.
But you
Um,
understand the hesitance.
no, I
But
didn't because I'm
mental
autistic.
health. Oh, okay. All right.
I
Then I
understand it
will.
now, but
Okay. I'd say
yeah,
because otherwise I can grant you the knowledge that
no.
mental health is not a thing
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of people talk about
I
because
know,
it
and that's
is
weird to
seen
me still.
as a personal weakness versus a
Mm-hmm.
societal weakness.
I know, and I
Um,
find that super weird, so I just talk a lot about it,
no, it
and
is. It's weird.
yeah.
As somebody who works in the field who is not
Mm-hmm.
autistic,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird that you don't come to me and tell me your problems.
Like literally,
I have
you're the
always
person.
been, yeah, I have been that friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Same,
before I got my degree, I am the friend you would
same.
come to and tell your shit to.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And be
I
like,
was the
okay,
confidant
well,
friend.
have you considered X? Have you
Mm-hmm.
considered Y? Have you considered Z? Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
who I
Mm-hmm.
am. But it's so weird for everyone to come forward and talk about their shit. You really should.
Mm-hmm.
And this is again, I've
Am
been
I?
drinking today because I am very, very nervous to be here.
I understand. Am I looking at like an AFAB person of myself? Like, what is this? Hello? I have a master's in mental
Hello?
health counseling, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Oh, I don't have a master's, honey. I have a bachelorette,
Um,
but we're fine.
awesome. I have a bachelor's in psych as well, so
Yeah,
interesting.
there you
And I
go.
and I used to work in drug addiction, but now I'm just a case
Same
coordinator.
deal,
So
actually.
yeah,
Weirdly,
a
same
lot of
deal.
same deals, a lot of same hats right now.
I've worked in drug addiction and counseling and all of that
Hmm.
shit, and trust me, it hurts.
Yes.
The second someone goes against everything you are trying to get them to do, it hurts.
Yeah, I had a
And
client
oh,
literally run
so,
away on me
mm.
in addiction.
Uh,
And I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like, they were literally like about to like be discharged too, and I think they
No,
got
I've
scared.
I've been there. I've done that,
Yeah.
and it hurts like a son of a bitch. You
Yeah.
there's and to you, my
Hmm.
love, um, I'm gonna say the words, and you're gonna hate them, and I get that because I've hated
Maybe.
them myself.
Am I
But
gonna hate them? Are you sure?
you're gonna hate them.
I'm pretty open
You
to most
can't
everything. But go on.
you can't help everyone.
Oh, I know.
We know that doesn't make it any less hateful
Hmm.
because we want to help everyone. That's just who we are. And that's the
Pokemon.
killer, actually.
Yeah, no, I came to that realization a long while ago. It took me a while to get there. Um,
Hello,
but
Raiders. How are
but
you?
getting to that realization that like, yeah, I can't help everyone.
No,
And
and
not
that's
everyone is my problem and not everyone's my responsibility. I have a responsibility to myself first and foremost,
and
to
that's
make
the
sure that I'm
hardest
doing
part.
well. Yeah, it is hard, especially for someone who like I've always been like the caring friend and I've done a lot of acts of caring,
Yeah,
but it was also as like a coping skill for me of like, to forget about my own shit pretty much.
exactly. It,
But
it
yeah.
it's not a coping mechanism, it's a distraction. I have this other
Right.
person who has this horrible thing that's happening to them in this life, and therefore I must focus on this thing. I get it. But, and Waba,
Mhm.
I adore you. You know this.
Aw.
I heart you.
I think we should talk more offline because like we have too many same hats right now and I'm just like what the fuck, what the fuck, what the
I,
fuck?
I'm gonna throw the thing at you where you're gonna hate me, and
You
that's fine.
but I'm not going to hate you. You're not telling me anything that I could hate
I
you for.
know, but you're also gonna hate it
What?
on the back end of stream. Come talk to me, honey.
Come talk to me.
We are the same team, and it's
Yes, we are same team.
a lot of the two of us is the
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah,
You
I
have
feel
had
this.
your issues, and
Mhm.
again, I watched you with BK. I actually pointed you toward BK
That's right,
to be
you
like,
did.
"Hey, you want to talk about a thing?
Oh my god.
There he
BK
is.
was fun.
Have at,
BK
baby."
was fun.
I love BK. BK is one of my favorite people. But it comes down to I saw a lot of what you were talking about in that conversation because I was in chat. As shady as I was, but I was there.
You're allowed to
Um,
lurk.
oh no, sweetie, I didn't lurk. I talked. But I always
Okay.
do. Um, but I get it. You are like me, which is why I was like, you wanted to do mental health Monday. I'm like, are you sure? Because, honey, I have some shit, and we can talk about it. And that's where we are right now. My dad is actually literally upstairs, up the basement stairs from me,
Hmm.
and I warned him ahead of time. I'm like, I am gonna be talking about shit you don't want to hear about. Just
Mhm.
stay upstairs. You're fine.
I'm trying to word this very well right now.
Don't word shit. Come at me.
Now you don't understand. I am more than happy to talk with you right now and effectively just showcase your story, and then we can come to a sober decision later, whether or not you want this on YouTube later. I'm not gonna put it
No,
up automatically.
I will tell you. Put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Most of us who feature my kind of story,
Right.
we're not going to do it sober. Any of us.
That's That's fair play, honestly.
It's fair play in a
Yeah.
horrible,
In a horrible way.
horrible realization.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Because
Because sober you might be too afraid to come forward as well.
mind you, sober me went, I will do this. And then sober me today went, I can't do this. There's a horrendous difference. But put it forward, do what you can, because
Absolutely.
there are women and men and them fatales out there like me who don't know the signs to look forward to.
The red flags.
Yes. And I don't want them to look at that and see that it's okay.
Right.
Hello, chat. Welcome. You're about to get some shit. And I am so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for.
No, I do. This story is hard for a lot of people to hear. And I know that because I've heard it myself. And I'm like, this is hard. And then I looked at my own life and went, oh. So there it is. It's... First of all, we both love you. As you are, in chat, come to us, talk to sit, talk your shit.
Talk your truth.
Exactly. If there is some shit going on in your life, come talk to us. Waba, me, it doesn't matter, anyone else in their community. Come talk to us. This is just... This is hard.
Yeah. It is hard.
But I will do it because somebody else should probably hear it. So, ask your questions. I'm here.
Shit. Okay. We're doing it this way. Sure. All right. Tell me about your childhood, how you grew up, what was your first memories, stuff like that.
My childhood was actually pretty good. I grew up here where I actually am. You see the background. That is my parents' basement. My mother and my father have loved me for who I am since the day I was born, which is very important for anyone who's
That's huge that you had that support right off the bat.
Well, to be fair, my great uncle was gay. And when I came out, the first person I came out to was him. I was like, hey, so this thing. He's like, okay, honey. I'm like, but what are my responsibilities? And he's like, here they are. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we're good.
I'm afraid to say I don't know your identity right off my top of my head right now. What'd you come out as?
She, her, they, them, honey.
I know, but
to my great uncle, I came out as bi.
Okay. I'm also wondering if there's like a progression here where it's like we're okay with just saying bisexual now, and now it's like,
oh no, honey, it got worse over the years.
Not worse. It's just evolved.
No, worse according to our lovely red progressives.
Okay,
I'm still worse.
They aren't in this stream though. All right,
my fans, if they're here, honey, baby, I'm your villain.
So to me, you're just more fabulous, and I want to hear everything about it.
So I came out to my great uncle as bi.
Sure.
Right. And I was like, okay, so I'm bisexual, and I don't know how to come out to everyone else. He's like, just tell them.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just tell them.
Good advice, gay uncle.
My grandmother, who is his oldest sibling, was like, all right, shit, whatever.
Right.
And to her credit, and I hate to say this because I will start crying. But to her credit, until the day she died, my grandmother has loved everything I have done here on Twitch. It's so stupid. It's so
sweet.
stupid.
No, it's not. That's so sweet.
No, it's dumb.
Shut up. It's not dumb.
This ring on my middle finger is hers.
Aw, that's great.
You want to go further? Hold up here,
Absolutely.
honey.
Of course we do. We like going deep here.
Oh, hold on. It's a little further. But over here, there is The Cat Who Blew the Whistle.
Uh-huh.
That is the first book she ever bought me.
Aw.
It's back here on my shelves, and I love her. She
so
and I
sweet.
talked about it, and she's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, Grandma, I swear a lot." That was my first was, "Grandma, I swear a lot." And she's like, "Okay, and?" And I went, "Well, I make money on Twitch for charities." And she's like, "Okay, what charities?" I'm like, "All right, well, Starlight Children's Foundation, St. Jude, Susan G. Komen, Bail Project." Like, I rattled off just a whole bunch of charities, and she's like, "All right, but does it make you happy?" And I went, "Yeah, actually it does." And she went, "Okay. All right. It makes you happy? Let's go." And that was my grandma. As much as she was, this bitch, it was still, does it make you happy? To this day, I will always regret the fact that I couldn't look her in the face for 2 years. Every day.
Wow.
Also, hello, new follower. How are you? We're not going to talk about Imara weeping on stream.
Crying is okay. Crying's important.
You're going to get a lot about that, and you're going to regret your words.
No, I'm not. You have no fucking... Oh my god. Okay, the only thing I will get angry about is you constantly keep questioning me and my dedication to validating the fuck out of you and making sure that you're loved and heard.
That's where we'll never have an issue. Just, I am... self-deprecation is what I do, so here we are.
Oh, you're in that part of the cycle?
I've been here for a few years, honey.
Okay. We'll work on it.
What questions do you have for me? No, mush, shush.
Exactly.
I see your
face, mush,
ma'am.
VIP mush,
Shush.
VIP mush. Shout out mush.
Shush.
Mush is great.
Shout mush out, but however,
mush
shush.
new mod.
I mean, if you really want to do that, I know Mush. Mush actually lived with me, so.
That's cute.
I'm just, I don't talk about this a lot. And I am so horribly nervous to do it.
We're here.
Good vibes, good words, make the world go round. Mush,
listen,
I
have a lot of charts. Mush. If we need to refer to charts, I have a lot of charts, alright?
A
lot of vicious
cycle
charts.
We can talk about this.
I'm gonna point to the charts. Don't make me point to the charts. I will point to the charts.
I'm staring. Hold on.
No, don't stare.
I'm
just remembering where they all are. Don't stare. It's rude to stare.
What? Why? But it's there, and I have to look at it. Nope, I'm sorry.
Nope. I took the charts off. They're gone.
You suck.
Not yet.
It's okay to be vulnerable.
It is okay to be vulnerable.
Mush, stop that. You're gonna make me cry.
Do you have water?
I don't actually.
Get water.
Yes, ma'am. I will go forth. I will get water. Please pause the interview. I'm sorry, chat. Ask questions, though. I will answer them when I come home.
Time for me to munch on food. So, the topic is Imara's tragic backstory at TM.
Hold up.
In
I saw some shit.
Cutesy words. But basically, Imara's going to be talking on their experience with abuse,
Her.
physical, emotional, psychological. What?
Her.
Her? You prefer her?
I do.
I'm so sorry. Did not know that.
Is the topic addiction or your personal struggle? Yes. All of the above, actually, because I have had family members who addiction is a thing. And I wish it wasn't, but it's here. So we will talk about all of that. And I have to go get water, so I'll be
Go get
back.
water. But yeah,
Yes.
Amira was
Yes,
like
I promise.
wanting to talk about like also like sexual abuse as well, physical, I'm sure. But yeah, kind of all encompassing. That's what Mental Health Monday interviews are about. Is basically like I let person talk about whatever they want to talk about topic wise. I used to do topics of the month, as in last month I was doing that, and like this month I was like woefully unprepared, didn't prepare any guests, so I'm just like whatever. Who wants to be interviewed? And this is who I have so far. I still don't have anyone for next week though, right now, which sucks and is weird, but yeah. The unholy royal flush of abuse, yeah, pretty much. Don't mind me eating. But yeah, you can feel free to ask any questions about mental health. Feel free to ask any questions about the stream or the guests. If you have any questions about their story thus far, you can always ask. This is a turkey bacon sandwich with chipotle mayo. It's very good. My partner got it for me at his place of work. Yes. Yes, next question. But to explain further, so yeah, your body being in survival mode for so long is exhausting in of itself. And then when your brain can finally like take that breath, it's just like, wait, are you sure we don't need to be performing at like 1,000%? And you're like, yes, we're good now, brain. And then your brain's like, yeah, but I produced all these chemicals. And you're like, well, I don't need all those. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to dump them. And that dumping of them becomes like a whole event where you're just like, huh, drained. So absolutely that is normal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, in a way, like, that's good that you're at that point with your therapist, that you're able to, like, fucking hit the shit that, like, cuts deep, but it also cuts deep, you know what I mean? And even if you're processing therapy, like, your brain naturally just wants to return to this, like, almost, like, elated high state of the survival, you know? And therapy is fucking, therapy is called work for a reason, you know? Like, it is a fucking lot, but it's super important.
How you doing, Waba?
Munching a sandwich.
I saw the blank screen and I was like, Waba, you good?
Mm-hmm.
But hello, chat. Please put your quest down there. Your questions also down there. In the chat, I will get to them.
So,
I can't promise they'll be what you want to hear, but put them there, please. Have fun.
so your childhood sounds like you were pretty well supported overall.
No, my childhood has been like my family is the most accepting thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Even with me having to be like, "Hey, boyfriend, don't say you're a furry." It's been fairly accepting.
Hmm.
As much as it bothers him, but my mom, my dad, and most of my family aren't going to understand the fur community. And I'm like, just
Mm-hmm.
honey, just nah. Right then, nah.
By the way, chat, here's a secret for therapy, because I know you're saying that, like, sometimes if you can articulate a thought better typed out, then type it out and bring it to
Yeah,
therapy.
please.
That's a thing you
Hello.
can do.
I have a degree in psychology. I will be more than happy to be like, hey, you think this thing. Have you thought about this? This is my life. Ask Mush. She lived with me.
That's great. Um. So I guess
Oh,
what I
hold
should.
on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, there's somebody in your chat that said, hold on, I have to scroll up.
Love their shirt. DFG.
Therapy recently.
It's DFG.
I struggle with it. I can type everything out, but verbally I find it hard to articulate my thoughts into words. Yes, do the thing. Tell me your thoughts, and I will tell you what I think. Mind you, I have had alcohol because I cannot handle this conversation without it. And this is actually also not a good thing, chat.
No.
Don't be me. Thanks.
We here at WabaStreams LLC do not encourage the use of substances in order to copium.
But this bitch had to copium, so don't be me. I at
But it'd also
Imara
just be like this
RavenFire
sometimes.
LLC do not encourage that either,
I
but
don't have an LLC set up, but like
I don't
fine.
either.
It's
So you're fine. But Mush knows. Mush lived with me actually. I don't talk about this. I really don't
Mhm.
because it makes me seem weak,
Mm-mm.
and I don't like that. Actually.
The last thing you are, or people, or what people should assume from this talk, is that you are weak, because you are very strong for even coming forward to want to talk about this with us today.
Of course, I told you I would, and I'm here. So let's talk.
Okay.
Hello, chat. I am a victim of domestic abuse. I'm a victim of emotional abuse. Please, for the love of God, do not be me. Don't put all of your faith in another human being to the point that you let them rule over your life the way I did. Do not, chat, be me. What do you want to know, Waba? Please give me questions. I can
Okay.
answer them from there. I can't just spill.
Okay. I'll do that then. When was so? Let me try to understand the surroundings of this story, and then I'll ask more specifics. So as far as like any abuse of any sort goes, who was like the first person? How'd you meet them? How'd that, relationship get started?
The first person is the one I'm trying to talk about. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
The first person I was 13.
Okay.
13 years old.
Okay.
I was dating him. He was a quarterback. I thought he was like super cool.
How old was he?
He was 16.
Mm-hmm.
He was not super cool.
Probably not.
And he was in jail for about 5 years. Blamed me. because I'm the one who came forward. So, yeah, my life. I was 15 the second time. My boyfriend didn't want to go to prom. And I was like, all right, that's fine. You don't want to go to prom. We'll go to anti-prom. It's fine. 3 of his friends and me. Yeah. I weighed 95 pounds at the time, chat. If that helps you at all. I was very small. I was small Raven compared to, 185 pounds and I'll knock your ass on the ground, Raven. But, I was small. Most recently I was 25. And, the ex convinced me my family even didn't love me, so here we are. Talk. Pick something, please. Go somewhere.
I mean, I have 3 different threads at least to follow right now.
Go for it. My sad sackness over here is like, I'm gonna dwell on a thing if you don't tell me something else.
Okay. I'm working with it. 13. 13!
I was 13 the first time I was, I'm going to say this Twitch politically correctly. I was SA'd.
Why do you have to say
at
it
13.
politically correctly?
I don't want you to get banned, honey. This is important.
Get
you
banned?
should not be banned for talking about this shit.
You're not going to get banned for talking about this shit?
I was sexually assaulted and I got pregnant from it. I'm 35 now versus 13 then. And to this day, I don't know that I can have kids. I've heard conflicting reports from different OBGYNs. But here I am. I tried to have a kid at 13 because that's what my religion told me I should do.
Were you raised in like what kind of household?
No.
Catholic or?
I was baptized Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is what she would say is a recovering Catholic.
Okay.
She doesn't go to church. She doesn't do any of that shit. But as a kid, I tried to stick to it. That was my mother's faith, my grandmother's faith, my grandfather's faith, who passed when I was 6. So I was like, I'm going to just, I will hold fast to the reins. However, that was not the way. I'm Father Ted, admittedly, the priest in the church, Father Ted, was, I swear to you, as a pagan, that man was a goddamn saint. Because he's like, no, honey, no. We have to talk because this is not right. What happened to you is not right.
Yeah, no.
And he found ways to make it make sense, but it didn't matter to me. Because my stupid ass 13-year-old self went, no, I'm going to have this child. My body went, bitch, really?
Bitch swerve.
Really? Bitch, really? And that's where I am now. I actually have scar tissue enough that having a child is very difficult for me.
Did you have a miscarriage then, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to talk about, especially right now in the current political climate here in the US.
Yeah, fucking...
I miscarried. I had to have parts of a fetus removed from my body. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, it was either the fetus or me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was 13, honey.
You were 13.
The choice of my parents was me.
I'm trying to decide if it's more or less validating to, like, ask about, like, the nature of how that relationship's, like, how he talked you into this. Like, was this just, like, the first time you met him and he was just like...
That's the killer. He didn't. This had nothing to do with him. I actually put him behind bars. This had nothing to do with him. That was just me.
What do you mean?
So, I stood trial against my ex because he left me, bleeding in a cornfield. That was great. That was a day. But I stood trial against him and said, this is what he did to me. And the court found him guilty, etc., etc. He had nothing to do with my choice. My choice was my own, but my body could not handle the choice. I wanted to bring the child into the world because religion said I should, right? To get rid of a child was abomination. My health said otherwise.
It was your choice to get raped by this guy?
No, it was my choice to get rid of the child from the rape.
Oh, I'm like,
we
what the fuck do you
don't talk
mean?
about we don't talk about what he chose to do because I was wearing a sweater and some jeans. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that?
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
People love to sit there and go like, "Oh, it was your fault. You were wearing what you were wearing. I was wearing a sweater and a pair of jeans."
That's not
The
where I
fuck
was.
you say it's my fault?
Yeah, I was like, that's not where I was gonna go with that. I was just like, I guess I was asking, like, was this just like you met up once and then like he did
No.
all this fucking horrible shit to you?
No. We were actually together,
Mm.
super sweet, super like preteen, like movie bullshit. We were together. And then he took me out on my father's birthday. How'd that go for me?
Left
Yeah,
bleeding in a
don't.
cornfield.
Yeah. Thankfully, there was a farmhouse across the way, and my ass is loud.
Ouch.
Otherwise, I would be dead.
Yeah.
Y'all
Ouch.
wouldn't see this bitch in front of ya. So be open, be loud, my loves. I don't care what your gender is, but go open, be out, be loud, have fun. End of the day, I am trying so hard to deflect from everything I feel. And welcome to doing therapy with other people, by the way. They will do this shit. This is a thing.
That's true, but this deflection is still important.
This deflection shows poignancy to what others might feel. And that's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do this. And here I am. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me feel stupid. It makes me feel weak. It makes me feel human,
Can
for the
I
lack of a better term. It makes me feel human. And I'm not. I am beyond that.
can I help you
I
feel a
know
little normal though?
you
I
do.
know it's hard to make you feel normal in that kind of a situation, but like,
No, but you do. Waba, you and I have had this talk
mm,
where I heard your story, what you told to BK, right?
mm-hmm.
I was here. I was like, I feel this in my soul. And you can feel normal, and I feel normal. Therefore, the two of us are normal. Everyone else is not.
I mean more in the sense that like, I hate to say it this way because, okay, you're drunk, so maybe you'll take this good. I
I'm not
feel
drunk.
like,
I'm tipsy. Difference.
okay, fine. I feel like you're guilting your 13-year-old self.
I am, and I always have.
But
And I know that sober or drunk, it doesn't matter.
but for a moment though, can you consider that you were 13?
That it wasn't her fault.
What does every other 13-year-old girl do but fucking
I know.
dream and talk about, or straight girls anyway, dream and talk about
The Disney
boys,
love.
the Disney
I know.
love, the romance, the fucking everything. It's so
I know.
romanticized. It's so ingrained in the culture of being raised as a girl.
Not just a girl, a guy too. And I get you. And I
Well, for the guy side of it, it's get it
I
in.
want to
Like that's the
say,
fucking crude thing, you know?
I want to say to every other girl in the world who wants your Disney vision, have your shit. Go out. Go find that shit. Anyone who takes advantage of you is not that shit.
Right.
At
Because
all.
that wasn't your choice.
No. Go find your Disney love. Go find the person who loves you and understands you for how you are. And that's what matters. What they did to you does not. Hold on. Have to choose words here. I won't say it doesn't matter. It does. Because to us, those like me, it matters. But at the end of the day, you're not broken. You're not dirty. You're not wrong. You are you. What they did to you is not you. Who you are at your core is what matters.
Yes.
So do the world a favor and show that. If you are loud, if you're bombastic, if you are out there, if you want to sit there and go, hey, bitch, you said some shit, and claw into a motherfucker, do it.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Don't sit there. Don't be quiet. Don't sit on the sidelines. That's the worst thing you can do to yourself. Because I know you are better than that. And that's what matters. End of the day. You are better than that. They are not, but you are. So please do me a favor, do what I did. Get on top of your trauma and ride the bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. It hurts.
It does.
But do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's worth it.
Absolutely.
To everyone around you, everyone you have ever loved, it is worth it to ride that shit. It's the stupidest thing to say, but it's true.
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's important to face your trauma. I think if we keep spending our lives running away from it, then we're never going to be able to move forward with ourselves. I mean, I understand the situations that sometimes people find themselves in where they're not able to process anything because they're still in survival mode. Even maybe if they don't understand that they are still in survival mode and they still have to do survival mode things, but that is a part of being in survival mode is like not being able to process your trauma
Understanding.
and
Yeah.
understanding where you're at. Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of what comes from being able to come out of survival mode, right, is
Mm-hmm.
knowing who you are, knowing what you stand for. That
Right.
is a huge fucking deal. I see a lot of people over in chat saying, I'm sorry you had a miscarriage. My wife and I had a miscarriage. I'm not sorry about the miscarriage. I'm not. Do I mourn for the child that could have been? Sure. But I'm not sorry for it. I was 13. My body could not have handled that shit at all. I would be dead. And it's one of the hardest points my family has had to go through. But at the end of the day, I get it. It sucks. And having miscarriages is terrible. I've been
So,
here. I've done this.
so I have a question.
Sure.
I mean, obviously your family knew
Yeah.
because you had to testify
Well,
in court at 13
that
or
one they
whatever
did.
age you were.
That one did. But yes, go on.
So, what did they do for you? Did they take you to therapy? What did they do?
They tried their best to support me. I didn't want therapy. I didn't. That was not a thing I felt was for me at the time. I was young and stupid, admittedly.
As a lot of 13-year-olds are.
Yeah, young and dumb. That's a thing. I didn't take therapy then,
Mhm.
but they were here. And, you know, my father loved me, my mother loved me, my family loved me. And I grew out of that. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't tell anyone it wasn't a big deal. I promise, cross my heart, hope to die. But it came back to bite my ass later in life, which is the great thing here. I wound up 23 years old, dating someone who decided he knew what was best for me. Yeah. That was a good day. My family hated him. And I can't blame them, actually.
Hmm.
Having years later heard what happened. I showed up with him to Thanksgiving because, like, that's the big deal for my family. That was,
That's the event.
sorry, little harder this year, but that was our big deal.
Right.
We'd all get together at my aunt's house. I'm sorry. And there we
Hmm?
go. Grandma passed away in January, so I'm still.
Mhm.
Thanksgiving is and has been a thing. We get together, we hang out, we just like drink and eat and cook and do our shit. Um,
Let it out.
my mom, a few years ago, several years ago, um, was apparently cooking in my aunt's house, and like that's normal. We do that.
Yep.
I showed up with my ex. I didn't hear this until about a year later. Um, I showed up with him. And I walked in and went, "Hey, everybody," and I hugged, you know, everyone like you do.
Mhm.
And my aunt asked if he could take his, take his coat, if she could take his coat. And he made a comment. And it was a very ill-timed comment. He said something about, like, that's her job, and then turned to look at the four aunts standing in the kitchen and my
Ooh.
mother.
Ooh.
And my grandmother, who looked at me and went, "Excuse me, what?"
Oh my
They went,
god.
"Oh, I was just joking."
No, you weren't. You sexist piece of shit. Oh
And
my
every
god.
one of the women in the family saw it before I saw it.
Yeah, of course.
Um, I didn't, sorry, chat, but I didn't go to my family until I had confirmation from a friend.
You had what?
Confirmation from a friend that
Confirmation from
that's
a friend,
what was
yeah.
happening. He actually reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, so
Sorry.
Jess, this
Mhm.
thing," and I'm
Oops.
like, "Yeah, that's normal." Um, I had him over to our house at the time, made some dinner for all of us,
Mhm.
and like we were watching Hannibal because I have a huge love of serial killers. Everybody knows this.
As one
Um,
should.
exactly. So I had this obsession, and
Oh,
I was watching
hello.
Hannibal with him. Also, hi Mush, I love you, baby.
The floof of comfort has sensed your distress.
No, she really has. She's literally You can't see her. She's here.
Hello, floof.
Oh.
I also
Hello.
have a floof of distress. Everyone say hi to Angel.
Rhiannon's beyond the desk.
I'm forcing her to not be able to scratch her head. She's so annoyed about it.
Scratch away. It's fine, honey. I won't feel it, I promise.
Oh my god. She soaked my glasses just now with her drool.
Alright, I'm trying not to suck my own, so we're good.
You can soak your own. You're allowed to cry.
No.
Yes.
I shouldn't.
Why shouldn't you?
I have been through this.
So, plenty of people have also been through this and they're still recovering. They're still crying.
I shouldn't.
Why are you shooting yourself? Don't make me pull out the fucking I forgot his fucking name, but you're shooting yourself right now and you shouldn't be.
Anyway.
Showing emotion is strength.
Trying really hard not to read chat. That's fun. But I don't cry.
You do cry.
No.
No.
I
She
don't
says
cry.
while crying.
Shush.
Understood. Heard. L plus called out plus validated. You know I love you, says Mush. Why is it okay for everyone else to be open and express your honesty, but not yourself?
Oh my god, why? Why?
What happened to you in total is not your fault. Some very, very sick people hurt you. That is not your fault. You did not cause it to happen. You did not deserve it to happen. You didn't will it into your life to happen. Trauma happens to us. We don't invite it to happen. And when we're traumatized early on, it increases the chances of being traumatized later because other people who are looking to hurt see that weakness a mile away. Just how every aunt and your grandma in the room saw him for who he really was. He saw you for what you really were, someone who had been hurt before. And he took advantage of that. And he's a piece of shit, and he's going to rot in hell for that.
God, I hope.
And you, and I'm going to just say what Mush just said, you have survived that, and I'm proud of you. And you're still surviving. That's why it's called survivors, not victims of abuse.
None of us is ever a victim. Unless we let ourselves be.
And that's probably the most poignant thing I will say today.
Do I hurt? Yes. Do I feel for other people who have been like me? Yes. Am I a victim? No. I survived sexual assault at 13. I survived it at 20 and 25. I'm still here. And that's the end goal. That's what matters. Do yourself a favor and spite them. Just get up and spite them. They said you couldn't, so do it. End of the day. Thank
We
you,
talked about
Jeffrey
this.
H, for the hug. I appreciate that.
We talked about this earlier as well, of doing things in spite of
I don't
what you've been
want to
through.
do things in spite, but some things you have to do in spite, and here we are.
But Amira,
Yeah,
you should know
Imara.
as sorry, Amara,
It's
as
fine. Nobody ever says my name right. You're good.
just fucking say Jess at this rate, Jesus.
Go for it. Say Jess.
Jess, we both know as the
Oh.
queer icon you are,
Ah,
we have to
icon,
develop
really? Bitch.
develop a case of the fuckets.
I have so
A
many
permanent
fuckets.
case of the fuckets. Of a fuck it, I'm doing it just because you said I couldn't.
You know, I started Twitch because of a case of the fuckets.
Mm-hmm. And you're
Like,
still going.
chat doesn't know this, but hi, chat. I actually started Twitch because of a case of the fuckets. My ex, the one of whom we do not speak, who I have spoken of tonight, and oh god, it hurts. But I did out of the words. I want to do this thing, and his response was, "No one will watch you. No one will follow you." Bitch,
The classic.
810 people disagree with your ass.
The classic.
Hello? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I oh my god, thank you for mentioning the case of the fuck it's Waba, because that makes me feel so much better.
Good. That's always my goal.
No. In general, if somebody says you can't do a thing, fuck it. Do it. Fucking do it. End of the day, end of everything I have said. Yes, my story sucks. Yes, my story hurts. I get it. Trust me, I've been here. My story hurts.
You
It
lived
sucks.
it.
I understand it. But, bitch, end of the day, fuck what anybody else tells you. Fucking be you. Do it. Do it. If you think for a second you can do even an iota, just the smallest little itty bitty bit of good, fucking do it. There is no point to the cruelty of others if you can't counteract it with your own kindness. It is so stupid. I am so dumb for saying it, and I know it. But fucking do it. If anybody has ever told you you can't do it, fuck them. Do it anyway. Because you can.
Absolutely.
Ugh. Sorry. Had my moment.
Don't
I'm good.
apologize.
I'm not crying. We're good.
Never apologize for being you.
I'm going to cry, and I'm going to apologize for it, because
Don't
I
cry.
am myself self-conscious.
No.
And those of you who are, I get you. I see you. I get you. But don't fucking do it. Step up and take what's yours with fire and fucking blood. And if somebody was to try to take it from you, fucking murder their asses. I mean, not literally, but, you know. Be you. Do the one thing they won't do. Step up, take the plate, and take a swing. Because that's you at the end of the day. You can't sit here and be like me. You can't sit here and be the sad sack. I am the sad sack. Do not be me. Be better than me. Also, hi, giant enemy crab. Can I cry? No. No. I am not a bitch who does the cry. I try not to, at least.
Jess,
Yes.
what do you tell other people about crying?
They can do it. I can't.
Why not?
Because I am me. Therefore.
You're allowed to cry.
Listen, bitch. You and I gonna have a talk.
You're allowed to cry.
I try not to. I try to be the peppy, upbeat, like, hello, I'm here. And I'm going to, like, everything else.
You're allowed to cry.
Mush! Why? Stop. Nah. You did your errands? Good! I'm glad, giant enemy crab. You did your errands today. I try not to cry. Mush has seen this. Mush actually lived with me. She has seen this shit. And she will call me on my bullshit later. I am slightly terrified for what she's going to say to me. But, end of the day, she is right. I have said the same thing to her. Holding emotions only makes them fester and hurts you in the end. Speaking from personal experience. Don't be me. Don't be me. End of the day. Do not hold your shit inside. Do not pretend that for a second the community you have brought up about thine self is going to reject you. I know my community wouldn't. Mush is one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Walltop is one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Celine is one of mine. You know, Giant Crab Enemy is also one of mine.
Oh, are they?
They will not. Yes, they are.
Oh,
one of
I
mine.
was about to ban them, honestly.
Very, very recently. Very, very recently. I went to the Twitch Chicago meetup and we met up. But
I mean, I was just questioning
am not
the comment before.
Someone who tries to hide who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I will stop myself from crying if I can. If there's an if. It's a very big if. But it's there. But end of the day, be yourself. Don't compromise who you are for anyone else.
Are you compromising who you are for anyone else right now?
No.
Then you're allowed to cry.
I am me. I don't cry because I myself don't accept crying in myself. Other people cry away. I have no problems.
Where'd that
Me
belief
myself, that's a whole
that you aren't
different,
allowed to cry
like,
originate from? Where'd that come from? Who told you that?
No one. I did that to myself. Because if I am to be a strong woman, right, I shouldn't cry. However, I have seen my grandmother, who passed in January, cry. I have seen my great-grandmother, who passed 7-ish years ago, cry. I saw my other great-grandmother, who passed when I was 18, cry. The rest of them, I had a grandfather die when I was 6. I had a great-grandfather die when I was like 2. 2? I want to say 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one died long before I was born, so I had no sort of reference there. But my greatest condolence is that my grandmother, who passed again January, was one of my most ardent and staunch supporters.
Mm-hmm.
She never watched my channel. And honestly, to an extent, I am so happy about that because, oh my god. Grandma would not have liked a lot of the shit I said. But she was my most staunch supporter. To the point that every cousin in the family has at least one of her rings. I have one. It's right here. On the appropriate finger. I love her. She never asked what I was doing, what charity I was working for. She never asked what games I played. Never a thing. Ever. But she asked me, so you're doing this thing. How do you feel? You're doing this thing. I heard you doing this thing. I'm proud of you. I mean, that's where I am.
Be the corny psychologist in the room. How do you feel?
Oh, why? Why must you be me, Waba? No, end of the day,
I'm you, but better. No, that's untrue. We are equal.
I mean, debatable. But, end of the day, I am... The fact that she believes in me, and always did, is most assuredly a thing. I never asked her to. Hello, kitten. Sorry, there's a cat. She is currently wound around my foot. It's delightful. But I Mush, why? I read chat. Sorry. Why? But why though? No, stop. No. I must. No. No. I'm gonna read chat. Push.
I will ban you.
I mean, you can try. I'll still read it. Welcome to chat and Twitch bans. No, actually, that's true. Mush is correct. I don't let anyone pass the wall because I can't. If I do, you see the truth. And the truth is terrifying.
What's the truth?
For me. Not for you, but for me.
Okay,
it's
what's
terrifying.
the truth? I can handle it. You can't handle it, but what is the truth?
Oh, bitch? Bitch, really?
Hey, you said you can't handle it, so...
No, I can't. I try to keep myself open to everyone. As much as it hurts. And it does. Oh god, so many times it hurts. I really wish there was a understandable way to put it forth. But I will give anyone on this planet a chance. If Trump himself showed up in my chat, I would give him a chance. Would he fail it? Probably. But I'd still give him the chance. Mush, why? Why are you knowing me more than I know me? How dare you? I love you, but how dare you? Bitch. But she's right. I don't let other people in. Because if I do, if you get past the venom, the bile, the like, I have claws out and I'm going to come for you, you see me as I am. That, to a lot of people, is very weak, very open, very myself. And offering myself to other people scares me. You have to get past the barriers first, but it's there. And once it's there, that is what is terrifying. Celine, why? Celine, why?
So, you know how, like, in Pokemon, like, Pokemon have evolutions and stuff?
Uh-huh. I'm ignoring chat. Very, very staunchly. I'm ignoring chat.
Just look at me. It's just you and me right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know how in Pokemon there's evolutions? Yep. I think you're at, like, that awkward second stage evolution right now. You know, like, no one really likes the design that much. You know, there's a lot of arguments about it, but there's still a solid contender. You know?
Bulbasaur.
No, you're Ivysaur.
I'm sorry, Ivysaur.
Yeah, I'm the Venusaur. I'm the Venusaur who used to be an Ivysaur, and used to be where you're at right now. mentally and everything, just like thinking that I have to like keep it together for everyone else's sake. You know, and that I'm not allowed to show emotions. I'm not allowed to ask my community for support.
I will never ask my communities for support. That's just that. No,
I think you're a liar, but okay.
they deal with enough. They
So
don't have to deal with my shit. They stay around, and I am grateful. But they do not need to deal with my shit. I support them through theirs. They don't have to deal with me through mine.
it's valid to think that way, but it's not true.
Mush, why? Bitch.
I mean, she's right. Don't
She
boo her. She's
is,
right.
and no, I'm not booing her. She's right, but I'm gonna be like, bitch, really? We gonna have this talk. Depends on the nature of the sentence. How do I use they, them when addressing you? Eh? Meh. I have nothing. I think they're talking to you, so meh.
Yeah, it's not that they're dealing with you. It's that they care. They care enough
Yeah,
to
I
ask.
know.
They care enough
The
to be
sad
there for you.
part-
Shut the f-
the sad
fuck
part
up.
is I know that because
Yeah,
I do it.
you intellectually know that, but you don't emotionally believe it because
I
mentally
will
you're
never
blocking
emotionally
yourself.
believe. I will
Don't say
never
that.
emotionally believe it because my ex intoned in me that no one is ever going to give a fuck.
Wait a second. Okay, hold on. I'm massively calling
No,
you
I
out
know.
now.
I know.
No.
Logically speaking, there are
I'm
folks that give
massively
a
calling
fuck.
you out now. What you just
Okay, call me
said,
out.
what you
Fuck.
just said
Oh,
then, effectively what you just fucking said to me, how dare you say this in front of me, is you just said
right.
I'm not capable of recovery, which is bullshit.
No, I did not say I'm not capable of recovery.
You
I have
effectively said that.
recovered. I am not capable of love. There is a difference.
But you have effectively said that to say that your ex has ingrained this into you so much so that you literally can't let go of it. That means that you're saying that it's impossible for you to fully recover. You are validating the opinion of a piece of shit, right?
Okay.
Even though,
That,
yes,
what?
part
That's
of it,
fair.
part
That's
of
fair.
it, part of it is saying I'm not capable of love. But in saying that, that means that you're also saying that you're not capable of healing, which is not fucking true, and you know that intellectually.
I have healed enough. I can look my family in the face. There's a difference.
There's healed
as much
enough to survive a
and you know what?
situation, but then there's also fucking pull out the hierarchy chart, Waba. Pull out the hierarchy chart.
Hold up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull this out for other people who are going through the same shit I am. You can regain the ability to look your family in the face. That is a thing. Looking others in the face is a vast difference. If you can get past there, you are stronger than I am. Good job. And I am not being sarcastic. I am not kidding. That shit, good fucking job.
They're a different
Because I
segment of the
can't get
recovery
there.
journey. You
But
will
you
be able to
can.
get there.
And that's just it.
I know you don't believe it, but
like me.
you will be
You
able
don't
to
have
get
to be
there.
me. You don't have to be me. You don't have to be broken. You can be healed.
You can be healed too.
We're gonna have that talk. I don't feel I deserve to be healed, but you can be. There is a difference. Whether or not you feel you deserve to be healed, children in chat, you do. Do not, under any circumstance, ever be me.
I understand what you're saying, but also that's like I understand what you're saying, but that's like also like a very BPD thing of like I deserved this, or like, you know.
It's actually not BPD. That's my depression talking, but we'll get there.
No,
we'll go there.
I mean, that's also BPD though.
I mean, yes, but I don't have BPD. Therefore,
like I don't deserve to heal, bruh, bitch. In my dojo, absolutely not. Absolutely
and that's
not.
where we are. So hello, chat. I'm gonna do some healing today, and it's gonna suck.
Yeah, it is
But
because
it'll be worth it, but it will
because
suck.
therapies work. Welcome to therapy. Even though I'm not your
Therapy
therapist, but welcome to
sucks.
therapy.
Therapy sucks.
Waba is losing it. All right, this is your free session. All right, the next one is
right,
the next one is $50 an hour. Privately.
You know what? I will take
Fucking-
a therapy session from somebody other than me because I have a degree in this shit. And yeah, let's go.
There it is.
But I'm also gonna
You
read
can
chat
fucking
because
sign up
chat
right
has some
there.
shit to
You
say.
can sign up right there for my 1v1s, not therapy, but you know, I have all the training. I feel like in this
I mean,
instance,
do you really want one?
What? What do you mean?
I don't think you want one here. That's a world of terrible.
What are you talking about? Of course I do. That's literally what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's terrible, but okay, we'll talk.
We're literally talking right now. We are talking in this moment about it.
Bitch, we will side chat. I'm not gonna do this on stream. Not for you. Nah. You are a friend. I do not do that. But nay.
I mean, we're literally talking about it right now, but okay. Guinea Pig, you can sign up right there if you want to do 1v1s. I feel like this instance, emotional burial and wall building is masking itself as recovery. It's like a taping a dam breach. I agree, Celine's. I agree that
Celine,
Jess,
yes.
Celine,
Hello,
sorry,
yes.
It's a mask. It's a hard mask. Get called out.
I'm good at it.
Yes, you are good at it. Good job. And I know, and this is what I said before when we first started this, when you said, like, you're really good at self-deprecating comments. And I'm like, you're in this part of the cycle. Because this is a cycle of recovery that I have noticed because I'm autistic. I notice fucking patterns very, very good. Very, very well. All right? This is a pattern, and I went through it well. I know you never said I was wrong, but I just want to tell you, and I want to explain the fucking cycle to people in case people don't know, all right? I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to everyone. I swear to God. Fucking, this is a cycle. It's a cycle of you go from self-deprecating comments to, like, taking yourself fucking seriously to processing your trauma out to like, kind of, like, you know, processing everything, getting yourself sorted and being like, well, fuck, it's this and that and core and all this other shit. And then you get to where I'm at, where you're making jokes, but not at your expense. You're making jokes at other people's expenses, especially your abuser's expenses.
See, I do that, but I do that on Twitter. Vast difference. I will never do that on stream because
But you don't do it in your head.
Giant wall. No, honey.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're not there yet, but you will be there.
I do that in my head a lot. I just don't have the filter between my head and my fingers. There's a difference.
Mush says, so, Imara, do you feel like you're to blame for all that happened to you because internalizing that may come from belief that you are suffering from a lack? Sorry about the hard-hitting questions. There we go. The I don't deserve. That's the origin of everything. Yeah.
Bitch, your ass asked me this when we lived together. You asked me this when we lived together. And I lied to you, and I'm sorry. Yeah, actually. That is...
Right, which is what I fucking suspected, which is why I was trying to tell you, you were 13. You were a child. Like, you can't fucking blame yourself.
know!
You can't blame yourself. And yet you do.
Okay, logically speaking, I understand I was 13 and could not have made those choices for myself, right?
Also, okay. Yeah,
however,
13, no. 15, no. 23, okay, I get it. You want to say that you have agency, but consider the following. Consider the fucking following. Manipulators are good at what they do. Manipulators are good at what they do.
He was.
They manipulate. They get you to do shit that you wouldn't normally fucking do, that you wouldn't normally believe and buy into. It's a literal cult of personality they let you buy into.
I wouldn't even say a cult of personality. A cult of idiocity is what he was.
Yes.
And that's the thing that kills me. I pride myself on my intellect.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this motherfucker. It
doesn't matter how smart. It doesn't matter how smart you are. When they mess with your mental, they mess with...
It was how smart I was.
Everything.
It was how smart he was. There's a difference.
He's not...
He was not. He wasn't.
He's smart enough to manipulate.
Yeah. And that's what killed me. That's what got me.
But the thing is, when you value your intelligence, and I know this as an intellectual person, when you value your intelligence, people can very easily take advantage of that because you're not as fucking smart as you think you are, which is neither here nor there. That's not trying to be an invalidating statement.
No, it's not.
it's just the fact of the matter is that there are going to be people who understand that you're intelligent, but also understand that you're going to not be intelligent in some other ways, and then utilize that to manipulate you to believe what they want you to believe. And it's like, and
You
they
have to
use that,
watch that.
they use that
That's the problem.
intelligence against you in that very
Exactly.
fucking tricky way of just being like, oh yeah, well you didn't know this thing, so you should have obviously known this because you're so fucking smart. And then you're like, oh shit, wait, I should have
And
known
the
that. I'm so
horrible thing
smart.
is, the horrible, like, degrading thing in all of that is it gets past your walls.
Yeah, very easily because that's
I know
yeah.
I am smart in XYZ things, right? I'm not gonna list them out. I don't care. But I know I am smart in XYZ, right? My ex knew he was in ABC. And he used ABC to get past my shit.
Yeah.
To get himself in. To the point that he literally, and I shit you not, Waba, I wish I was joking. I didn't hear it myself. But my mother and my aunts did. I walked past and went, hey, can I do anything to help you? Because, you know, again, family Thanksgiving, right? I'm
Wait,
like,
hold
hey,
on,
what
let
can
me
I do to
guess. Let
help?
me guess. Let me guess what he said. Let me get this what this motherfucker
Oh,
said.
come on.
This motherfucker said, yeah, you can suck my dick, bitch.
No, not
Aw.
quite that bad.
Okay.
Not quite that bad, but close.
Close.
You can take my coat and get me a drink, bitch.
Alright, there it is. Same energy.
And all three of my aunts went, what?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
All three of the aunts, plus my mother, 4 women went, what?
But what was your thought process?
I didn't hear it. I didn't. I had walked far enough that I tuned him out because I was in family mode. I was like, oh, my family's here. I'm going to just pay attention to my family. Because if I don't, they'll know something's wrong. My sister, to this day, despite all of her other shit, I love my sister, but she kicks herself for not kicking onto it faster. My cousins got it first. And they were like, Shannon? Shannon? We should have a talk here. And she ignored most of them because I ignored most of them. And that's my own failing because my younger sibling is 6 years younger than me, therefore she looks up to me and it's like, oh no, I'm fine, it's fine, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's fine. And she goes, oh yeah, it's fine. That's my own failing. And to an extent, she actually blames herself for that. But my eldest cousin was like, bitch, what? And that's how that works. Like, my family saw it before I did. If it wasn't for my best friend, who is, you know, the guy who runs Los Muertos Gaming, he and I have known each other for a ridiculous amount of time. If it hadn't been for him coming to me and like, hey, Jess, sweetie, I was in your house and I saw this thing, I wouldn't have at all noticed. I really wouldn't have.
What would you have done if someone told you what he was saying?
I can tell you exactly what I did because that's what Ray did. So, long story short, again, hi chat. Yes, I'm weak, I'm stupid, that's a thing.
You're not weak and stupid.
I'm both.
You are neither.
I let this happen.
No, you didn't.
So, I am at home, right? I'm in our apartment. We are in Plainfield, Illinois. I am cooking dinner for Ray, who is one of my best friends for like 12 years at the point. We are together, and I am cooking just food. Jerry gets home. I make sure that Jerry has food first, Ray has food second, and I'm the last one served. Because hostess, that's what you do. Make sure your significant other and your guests are fed before you are, right? So we do all this shit, and it's literally because Ray said he had never seen Hannibal, and I'm like, all right, you want to come over? Like, we've got this shit. I will make you food after your classes, and we'll watch Hannibal. It'll be fine. Because I love Hannibal. It's a great study into psychology and everything that could possibly, in any way, shape, or form, go wrong with a human. Welcome to Hannibal. So we're sitting there, and I fed Ray, then Jerry, then me. Jerry finished his food first. He went to the kitchen to put whatever was left over in the fridge. Great. Fantastic. You know, Ray is still picking at it because I didn't realize at the time that Ray doesn't do deep fried food. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just, make some chicken tenders and it'll be fine. Jerry goes into the kitchen and goes, oh, hey, it's great to have a home cooked meal. At the time, I worked 50 hours a week at Amazon. And without a thought, I looked at my ex and went, well, I'm at work 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. It wouldn't hurt you to help. And he slams his plate on the counter and goes, listen, bitch, I'll tell you how it is. I make the money, you put the food on the table. And I shut the fuck up. And Ray, from across the way at the love seat, turns and looks at me and mouths the words, are you okay? And I shrugged and mouthed, this is normal. And that's where we went, that's not normal?
That's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
He literally was like, what?
No, that's not normal. That's not okay.
Yeah, so I was talking to him a couple days later without Jerry anywhere nearby. I was still at work. I was on break. And he's like, Jess? I love you. I do. That's not normal.
Nope.
And I went, what do you mean? And he's like, I mean, how do you mean, what do I mean? That's not normal. That's not how you do this. Like, what he said was abusive. And mind you, this had been after a year and a half of him slowly whittling down who I was.
Mm-hmm. As they do.
And it was very slow. It was very insidious the way he did it.
Too. It's intentional.
And it got to the point that, like, I got so mad one day that I was like, I can't do this. I can't. For sake of myself, I can't do this. And I called Ray. And I'm like, hey, this is what I've seen. And he's like, yeah, that's what I was trying to warn you about. Do you need extracted? And I was like, no. But let's hang out tomorrow. We'll talk. And then he convinced me to go to my mom's house. My mom called my sister. And they all showed up. And my sister's like, yeah, hey, about that? That shit? Yeah, no. And then I was like, yeah, we knew about this, and we weren't going to tell you, because if we told you, you wouldn't listen. So, yeah. And it took 2 hours to pull me out of that house entirely. Everything I owned, gone out of that house. And it was huge to see so many of my friends just pop up. Old family friends, myself, my eventual brother-in-law, he was not at the time, but now he is. God love him. They all showed up and they're like, no, we're gonna just wrap everything, put it in a fucking basket, and we're gone.
I've pulled out the chart.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. If you want to go through that, go forth, my friend. Because I've lived that. It sucks.
Okay.
Don't be me.
Okay. So, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Kindly. Do you think that you are still stupid and weak?
Now? No.
Okay.
Stupid, maybe. Stupid, maybe. But
Okay.
weak? No.
I can accept. I mean, if you're a streamer, just you know, just intelligence goes in the dump sometimes. I get that.
End of the day, when it comes down to it, I will pull out claws when I have to.
Okay. Do you know that people love you?
Yes. That I know.
Do you know that you're worthy of love? Hard sell? Hard sell?
You have to. You have a really hard sell for that one.
Okay. All right. I'll think about it.
Nico, I know you and Mush and Celine and everyone else in my community loves me. I get that. Do I think I deserve it? Completely different story.
There's a difference.
Yep. No, Celine, I don't have to stop at the don't be me mentality. Do not be me. I have made stupid choices in my life. Do not make the same choice I did. Because you are worth more than what I went through. End of the day, you are worth more than what I went through. Do not do the same shit I did. That's the difference.
Question.
Coercion manipulation doesn't
I have
matter.
a question.
If you have somebody who's doing this
I
shit,
have a
point me
fucking
at 'em.
stinky
I've
ass
got you.
question. I have a
Right, sure.
stinking question that's gonna get you canceled on Twitter.com.
Hashtag cancel me on Twitter.com. Let's go.
Would you ever tell another survivor of sexual abuse, rape, or assault? Would you ever tell someone else that they put themselves in that position?
No.
Of course
Never
you
an
wouldn't.
instant.
So why do you do it to yourself?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I rest my case.
You son of a bitch.
You can find the resources in the panels below.
Please take the resources.
There is a specific resource for the WAVWA. What
Mush,
is it?
shut up!
There is a
you down there. Shut
there
up.
is a specific resource for the WAVWA for sexual. I think it's SA maybe.
Sexual assault.
Yeah,
Call it as
one of my
it is.
commands. Sexual assault.
Just
something.
do yourself a favor. Those of you who feel like you are me, stop being me. Don't do that. No, literally, like for real. That's. Like,
I need you to stop being you in the way of not seeking help.
I have sought help,
That's
actually.
it. Okay.
And that's why I can recognize what I did that was theoretically incorrect. Theoretically. I cannot state for myself as a human being it was incorrect in the moment. However, you should do yourself a favor and realize you are worth more than that person puts upon you.
So what I'm hearing...
That's what matters.
So what I'm hearing is that you refuse to forgive your past self for making decisions that were outside of your control due to manipulators.
The past self was stupid. The me self now
What I'm hearing is that you refuse to forgive yourself.
I will never forgive myself, honey.
You should.
That's a thing.
You shouldn't. Never say never. Never say never.
And I tell people to forgive themselves. I am not someone who can. Because I am that stubborn bitch. End of the day...
Listen, I'm a Taurus too, but like...
Oh, you're a Taurus. I'm a Gemini, honey.
I know Geminis, alright? You don't have to constantly... You don't have to... This is gonna sound weird.
Say what you have to say.
If you constantly victimize your past self for doing what they thought was best when they were being manipulated by very skilled manipulators, then why does that make you any better than people who deny sexual assault survivors to yourself?
This is where I pull the difference. I
That's called an
understand in those
excuse.
moments. No. I understand in those moments I was weak. I was stupid. I'm human. Weakness and stupidity are all that comes with being human. But nowadays, that shit I will never let happen again.
Certainly.
Do I forgive myself for being weak and stupid in those moments? Yes and no. Am I the same person I was 7 years ago? Hell fucking no. You wouldn't recognize my ass if I was.
Do you think you're going to be the same person in 7 years from now?
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
So never say never. Recovery is possible.
Exactly. And that's the end of the day.
So what you're saying is
The
that you can
person
be
you are
recovered.
with who is trying to manipulate you, who is trying to make you into their ideal and what they want you to be.
Chat, in case you don't know, I'm
As
currently
dramatic
trying
as
to
it
manipulate her into believing that she is possible of recovery.
Yeah, see, I've already recovered, so good
You
luck. honey.
haven't. You clearly
But I
have
have.
not fully.
But I have.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever actually talked about this shit on stream.
Okay.
So congrats, you're my first. But
I like being
end of the
first.
day, if you can look yourself in the mirror, not your abuser, not the other people in your world you hear and say you can't do this thing. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say, bitch, try me, then you have a win. My ex said, no one will ever watch you on YouTube. No one will ever watch you on Twitch. Why the fuck would you try? My response, hi, I'm here. Try me, bitch. And that's how it started. So do yourself a favor. And even when that voice in the back of your head says, you are not worthy, you are not worth it, and it 100% will. And I know that. You look that voice in its fucking face and you go, bitch, try me. And you go out and you do it anyway. Because doing it anyway, for you, for what you want in your life, is what's more important than what anyone else says. Do it for you. And I tell everyone who ever does Twitch, do it for you. Do not do it because somebody else said, oh, well, you could never. Bitch, try me. I will do it because I can. You can't stand up for these marginalized people. Well, bitch, fucking try me. I can. Let's go. And you pull the claws and you just go. And it's great. It's the best thing ever, actually.
Can you stand up for yourself?
You not only stand up for yourself, because I know people like me. Standing up for yourself is not enough. And I get that. Don't just stand up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up for everyone like you. Everyone who has been through what you have been through. You stand up, you take your feet, and you look those motherfuckers in the face and go, try me. Let's go.
Can I ask, are you still in therapy right now?
Yes, actually.
Okay, good.
And a lot of it comes down to understanding that you yourself, and I hate to say this because there are days, not all the time, but there are days that I myself realize I am not worth that in my own brain. My brain is wrong and tells me lies. You should realize your brain is wrong and tells you lies. You are worth it. You are worth the love. You are worth the community. You are worth the joy that being around others like you can bring. So fucking do it. Don't stop yourself. Don't second guess that shit. Let's go. Come here. We got you, boo.
Okay. I'm going to read what Mush said. You're existing in a hard place. You weren't weak or stupid. You were being abused. Blaming yourself is partially internalizing that cycle of abuse. You're better than that. Worthy of recovery. This just reminded me of something else. Worthy of looking at your past self and embracing her and all the pain with nothing but love instead of feeling shame or embarrassment. Do you reject your inner child?
No.
Are you angry at your past self?
No. She was. My past me was broken fundamentally.
Broken because of others.
No. No. She was not broken because of others. She was broken because of herself. She let their shit into herself.
But what else was she supposed to do? How would she have known not to?
You wouldn't.
And she wouldn't.
And then I wouldn't, she wouldn't. That's the unfortunate side of society. I know as a woman, right?
And intellectually, you know that she wouldn't have fucking had any way to be out of that situation except by the way that it went down.
Right. I know as a woman, it is my job to be she who cooks, who cleans, who raises children, this, that, and the other. That's what society tells us to be. But hello, my friends. As much alcohol as I've had today, I'm here to tell you that's not who you have to be. You don't need to be what society tells you to be. Be what you want to be. That's the important difference.
Absolutely.
Be you. I could not, in that instance with my ex, be me. I tried, and he rejected me. And for all of my youthful ideation, we'll put it gently, I believed him. That was a mistake. Do not, if you are younger than the age of fucking 20, believe what somebody else says about you. Don't do it. You know, at the end of the day, in your heart, in your soul, in your core, the very marrow of your bones, you know who you are. So be who you are. And if somebody else doesn't accept you, fuck them. What's the point?
Are you being who you are?
Yes, right now I am.
Okay. Then I love that. And I'm proud
When
of
it
you.
comes down to it, if somebody else doesn't accept you for who you are, they are not your people. Fucking walk away.
Absolutely.
Don't cut yourself into tiny little pieces, tiny little bite-sized pieces so somebody else can eat. Fucking stay whole and let their asses choke. Do it. It is far more worthwhile to you in the long run if you do that. Do not, under any circumstance, be me. Do not cut yourself into those tiny little bite-sized pieces. Stay whole and let a bitch choke.
Getting through everything. We're getting there.
There's no mistake in loving another human being. There is a mistake in letting yourself change for them.
I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a survivor and a survival frame of mind that you came from. Of
You had one similar.
this is what I'm trying to say though. This is what we're all trying to say. Is that this is why it's important to forgive your past self for, you know, sure, you can say being stupid. Sure, you can say being whatever. But also, you can say she was abused and manipulated. She wasn't just stupid. She wasn't just whatever. It was a lot more than that. There's things way outside of your control, way outside of her control. More than she could have ever known. More than any other survivor could have known.
I could make the excuse for her.
People did it to her. She didn't do it to herself. You didn't do it to yourself.
But the signs are always there, and there is always somebody who is
because-
going to look at that and nitpick it. So it might as well be me, rather than let somebody else see that
But
and
Jess,
go but.
when you're wearing, okay, two things. One, when you're wearing pink tinted glasses, red flags just look like flags. And additionally, if all flags in your life have just been red, then they're just flags. There's nothing special about them, if that's all you've ever known.
True.
Celine said
I am
before,
not
you're recognizing
saying-
something that wasn't there. You aren't weak and stupid if you haven't yet had a life experience. You evolve naturally based on environment, and you can't call a past version of yourself stupid if they haven't had the experiences that you've evolved from. What you are labeling as weakness and stupidity is the same as what future you will token as you deluding yourself into thinking you're fully recovered when walls are just being built around the problem. Because by saying that I'm fully recovered, but in the same breath also saying, this is me adding this on now, but in the same breath of also saying, you know, the don't be me, that's a wall in a way.
It is. That's a wall that I can put up that other people can look at. Because if I say here's the map of what choices I made. And don't be me. I can say somebody else should look at this and be like, oh, I should not be this person. This is the book. But at the same time, it's not fair to other people who have been like me. And I know that because I have looked at other people and said, honey, that's not right.
Which goes to mush as, why is it okay to blame yourself when you would never blame someone else for what they went through?
Because I'm me. I'm not you.
Why do you hate yourself?
Because I have reason to. No, it's a great question, actually. Because I'm me. I made my choices.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
Can you ever accept that you didn't, though?
I made the choice to date the person who did that to me.
Can we just imagine? Okay.
People who did that to me, several actually.
Let's just role play for a second. Could you imagine in a paradoxical world where Trump is a fucking saint? You know?
No, but okay, go on.
Where Trump
Let's go for humor's sake here.
Yeah, for humor's sake. Where Trump is a saint, and you know, politicians aren't corrupt, and we don't abide by capitalism. Can you imagine for a second then? I know, such fantastical thinking. Could you imagine for a second then? What would be so awful if you didn't hate yourself, you didn't blame your past self? What would be so awful about that? What would be so awful about accepting the opposite, the complete polar opposite? What's scary about that?
Guinea pig, I won't hate you, but I will question your life choices.
Same.
And to be fair, I do that for a lot of my family, to be honest. In a world of the opposite, right, where 3 out of 4 women don't have to deal with the shit I've been through. If they didn't have to deal with it, then that's a vast difference. And I'm so used to rape culture. Like, let's be real. I'm gonna call it what it is, and I'm sorry. Your channel is going to get demonetized because of this, and I'm sorry.
The fuck are you on about? My YouTube isn't monetized yet.
Well, you will be eventually, and I'm sorry in advance. We'll call it a spade here.
Keep these talks up forever, if I can.
That's still a thing you have to look at. Because at the end of the day, and I know this logically, right? Logically speaking, the shit that happened to me was not my choice.
Yes.
My killer is that I chose to stay. Sorry. Still dealing with smoking 2 packs in a day. That hurts.
I imagine.
But that's where my killer sets. Like, you're Dead by Daylight, right? You have your 4 survivors and your 1 killer.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 2 survivors and 1 gen over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, like, 1 survivor here, and then 1 survivor here. And then you got the killer, and the killer goes for the 2 on the 1 gen. The 2 on the 1 gen are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And the killer's there. And that's where I am. It's a lot of... I get why people accept Trump. I'm also slightly reading chat while we're doing this.
Don't read chat. Let me take care of chat.
Going to.
Oh my god.
I'm still gonna read it. It's an automatic like Twitch response because that's where my chat sits too. So I'm like, oh, chat's talking.
I will ban.
You ban me if you want. I'll still read it.
You can't read it if you're banned.
Actually, yeah, debatable. But one way or another, I get it.
Incognito.
You know, a lot of people want to do the whole thing where it's not my fault. I'm not one of those people that wants to say it's not my fault. I understand, yes. My ex made his choices. He did what he did to me. I still chose to stay. I had every opportunity to walk away. Every fight we had where I would walk off, drive off, go away. Because I didn't want the fight. And that's my big thing. I don't want the fight. I don't want to fight you. That is not my duty. That is not my job. I am not here to fight you and argue with you. I am here to tell you how I feel. I am here for you to listen. And if you don't, that's on you. But if it turns into a full-fledged, like, I'm about to throw a fist fight, I'm gonna walk the fuck away. And that's what it was with my ex. And I knew when it got there that I would walk the fuck away. And he'd text me and he'd call me and he'd say, hey, come home. And I would. Because at the end of the day, it's not that I am stupid. And I know it's a lot of what chat is taking vast offense to. It's not that I'm stupid. It's that I want to be accepted. As I am, end of the day. It's not that I am stupid. It's not that I did not see this.
Mm-hmm.
End of the day, you want to be loved. You want to be wanted.
I get that.
You want to be needed.
Sure.
And that's the killer for every woman in society. We are told we should be loved, wanted, needed, desired. Right? And it sucks. Because to be wanted and needed and desired by someone like that, someone like what I have been with, and please, again, chat, don't be me. And if you are me, please reach out. I will find a way to get you out. Because this sucks. I have been here. Don't do this. If it is someone who wants the ideal of you versus who you are, summon me. I will get you out of there. I have family in every state of this fucking country. I will get you out. Because that's the worst. Having the ideal of what they think you are versus what you actually are, that's the killer. Don't be what you think they want you to be. Be what you are. And that's where your tribe comes to you. Welcome to my community. They know me. Without knowing me this intimately, but they know me. They know who I am. They know what I will do to protect them. That's what matters. Don't be what somebody else thinks you will be. Be who you are and what you think you will be. That's what makes you happy. Please talk, or I will think that Discord has decided.
No, I'm here. I'm just thinking right now.
Think away. Take your time. Mush says I'm setting a boundary. Mara, can you stop please saying don't be me? It makes me extremely sad. Well, I'm sorry it makes you sad, honey. But I hope at some time in your life you will, in fact, blacklisting don't be me, Redeem. I love you both. But I know you've both also been where I've been. Can you really say you wouldn't look at somebody else in the face and say, don't do what I did? Can you say that?
Maybe they have.
I know they have.
But why
One
is,
of them has at least.
But why
One
is
of them
that
lives with me.
important? Why do you need other people to justify something that you know is a bad behavior? Something that you know is recoverable from?
Because all of us want everybody else to not be the way we were.
I get that. I'm sure you're working on it, and we'll talk afterwards, but...
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, I know that recovery means forgiving yourself for what you went through. Yeah. Have I fully recovered myself and forgiven myself for Jerry? No. I don't know that I ever will, honestly.
So you let shit into yourself, but on the opposite side of the coin, you wouldn't tell another victim that she let it happen. So you shouldn't be doing that to yourself.
No. And I never would.
Why is it okay to
But
blame
in that
yourself?
instance, I would still talk to that victim and be like, hey, I know where your head's at. Don't be me. I've been there. Don't do this. Because this hurts worse than what you're trying to do. Stop it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole difference. And I say don't be me, not so much say like I'm self-deprecating, but I know where I am. I know where I have been at. And it hurts. And I don't want that for anyone else.
I don't
forgive your abuser.
Listen,
forgive
I don't
yourself,
want it
by
for
all
anyone
means.
else, but I also don't blame myself for how I acted. You know? I was a fucking bastard to my mother. Do I blame myself for being that way? No, because my mom was a bitch and fucking deserved to be called out for her shit, and I was in a position to do so safely without getting hit.
I was
You
an
know?
asshole to Jerry. I stepped back and took one look at what he was doing to me and went, go fuck yourself. I literally, like, I cannot describe what happened the night I left, and he realized I was gone. I want to say it's the worst thing that could ever happen to somebody else. But I went with my best friend to go tell my mom what was happening. I was like, hey, Mom. And Ray was there with me, and we were talking, and she's like, yeah, I know. I saw it. I saw it Thanksgiving when this shit happened. My sister came into the house and went, yeah, I saw it too. And I went, oh, fuck. And then my family went, so, what's it going to take to get you out of this house? And I went, I don't know. I would have to get all my shit together and move out. And she went, all right. And my mom picked up a phone, called a family friend, and went, hey, can we borrow your truck? My sister called her fiance, who is now my brother-in-law, and went, hey, my sister needs help. I called two of my friends, and they went, yeah, we're down. Let's go.
And that's great they were able to do that and get you out of that. And I heard you before.
It took 2 hours to get me out of that house. It took me 3 days to move in originally. It took me 2 hours to get out.
You said that. But
and I was in shock.
But what I'm asking though is, because you said before that you do that for anyone else and you have family in all the 50 states for anyone else.
Yep. 100%.
But where's your boundaries? When do you make time to just be you?
When I stream. That's it. I can't be myself at work.
Jeffrey,
if I'm myself at work, horrible things will happen.
Jeffrey, can you pull the YouTube clip from the mental health chat channel, please, and post it in the chat? Thank you. The one that I clipped from
when
the
it comes
YouTube
down to it, I actually legitimately have a commissioner who is just like my ex. And unfortunately, he holds my job in the balance. Therefore, I must shut my face. Otherwise, he would have some words for him. None of them are pleasant. No, you're right. I'm always busy. Mush. I am myself on stream. That's about it.
Can I read chat and you not comment until the end real quick? Because I know you're gonna scream at your friends here, but
I'm not gonna scream at anybody. I don't scream.
okay, fair enough. I really hate those people judging others for doing a mistake. That person's trying to fix people, treating that person for sure trying to fix that. Agreed, Nathan. But Celine says but also a mistake isn't a cause of fault. Fault comes from intentional misconduct, not a mistake due to lack of experience. Mush says, so when I went through some of the things that I went through, that Imara knows about, was I at fault? I mean, that question with no malice, but it's an important question. You're holding others in a higher position than yourself, and I hope you hold yourself as tightly in love as you do to other people, which is why I wanted to get the clip. It's a clip from Mental Health Chat. Just scroll up. I posted it. It's the one where it's like the two dudes in the animation. Have a good night, Crab. I mean, true, but I guess it depends on the situation. Not being experienced about certain things give you a big chance to make mistakes. The first always prepare yourself and know as much as you can. But everyone can make mistakes. And you sometimes can't prepare yourself, Nathan, for things. Sometimes just stuff happens and you have to rely on whatever you know at the moment. And you might regret it later. You might be like, oh shit, I fucked up. I was so stupid. I was so young and stupid and didn't know. Well, yeah, you didn't know. You were young and stupid. Like, you can't blame yourself for that. You can blame the people in your life that were abusing you and manipulating you because they know how to. In the same vein, says Celine, experiences life provoke research, preparation for other experiences, regardless they stem from experience, right? Guinea pig, I question you, and I questioned you in chat. But yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to be loved, Imara. Yes, true, exactly. Yes. And I'm setting a boundary. Can you please stop saying "don't be me"? Right? Swear to God, I will forcibly replace your not swearing redeem for blacklisting "don't be me." I love that. I won't say "don't be me." I don't say it. I know that recovery means forgiving yourself for what you went through, right? I believe there's a difference, and this is the other thing I want to point out. Little bubbly, hi. I believe there's a difference between don't be me and don't do this thing I did. Different. That's a difference there. I encourage people to be observant to red flags, but never once said don't be me, and I don't think it's a healthy mentality. I would never tell someone else not to be me because as I grew and I learned from it, I'm still healing, but I put the blame on who it belongs to, the abuser. Right. She doesn't, she's always busy. This is me asking, when do you have time to be me? How would you say you're being triggered while at work? Question.
When it comes to Shocky and dealing with the board, yes, 100%.
Because you said that you're
I work for a park district board, and Mush knows because she and I have talked. I have this issue with this park district that there is a member of the board who is very like my ex. Like, very. Almost to a goddamn T like my ex. And I have to sit there and just shut up.
Why?
Because I'm an executive assistant. I don't get a say.
You're an executive?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a say.
Nope. Because I'm not part of the board. Therefore, I get to shut up. And hope to God somebody else sees the look on my face. Of shut him up before I do it.
Why can't you make a complaint?
Oh, I have. To Paderma. To our insurance company. I have 110% made that complaint.
Okay. Watch this clip real quick.
I will listen to it while I go to washroom. Be right back. I'll need water.
Take care, Dad. We'll talk later. Hey, Legion. Welcome in. happy for you. Wait, can you actually hear the fucking... Can you hear the stream? Did you hear the stream? She can hear? Okay. Okay, Bluetooth. Alright, listen to this clip.
People will always need help, and you can help them after you've helped yourself. You're allowed to just be you and take care of you, right? People will always need help.
All right. So you hear that? You're allowed to be you. You're allowed to take care of you. All right. Because this is what happens. Because I was in your position where I was like, I can help everyone. Sparkle, sparkle. I don't need any help. I just need to help everyone else. I just need to help everyone else, and that's how I'll feel better. Clearly, this is the solution to all my problems. And then I went to actual therapy and parsed out my trauma. So, you know. Anyway, don't do that. It's not a healthy thing to do. It was not healthy for me to do. So don't do that. And don't do it definitely does have a different energy of don't be me. Because don't be me continues to sound like invalidating. I know she's not right here. She's not here to defend herself right now, so I won't say more. I'm just mad about the wording. Anyway, how the rest of you doing right now? Because I'm at a level. One thing my therapist told me that really made me think was you have to feed yourself before you feed others. Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, you're stuck
mad,
starving.
actually, is what to say.
What's that?
You're mad.
I'm mad?
And I heard you before. If there's more you want to say to me, say to it.
Okay.
You're mad about me saying, don't be me. So let's talk on that.
I will. Give me a second. You have to feed yourself before you feed others, otherwise you're stuck starving and have others always expecting a full plate. Right, exactly. As Up for the Challenge might say.
The world from an empty plate.
Right, that too. Like, turn your light first, you know, turn your light on first. You gotta take care of you first. I mean, it's basics, and that's why I talk about self-care basics here a lot, because it's important, you know? And that
usually important.
Also means you. So the problem is that I have, the problem I have with Imara, Imara, fuck me, Imara.
Jess, fuck it. Call it Jess. Let's go.
Jess Ravenfire here is the following, is that the mentality of don't be me has the energy, what I hear when you say that is, I hear you saying that I was at fault for things outside my control. What I hear is I can never forgive myself for the way I acted towards my abusers and to my supporters and to like anything else that was going on. That's what I hear.
To an extent. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
I will never not blame myself. To an extent. And this is not a fault of my therapist, admittedly. This is me. I will never not blame myself for what happened. I should have recognized the signals. I should have recognized the signs. I had a degree in psychology before I got together with this guy. I should have seen this. Of all the people in the world, who should have seen this? I am the one. Hello.
Oh, no.
I am Neo. Whoa, I know Kung Fu.
Do you want statistics?
I mean, I know the statistics. That's the problem.
But do you?
The statistics don't... Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Do you know the statistic the most likely person to be abused is the psych major.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, again, why I'm still in this cycle of like, this is on me, because I should have seen this shit.
No, except the
No, I
data
know.
supports that you should not
I
have
know.
seen the shit.
But at the same time, the most likely person to be abused is the psych major. Hello, how are y'all? That's me. But no, at end of the day, I will never blame anyone else. Other than him, obviously, because he made the choices to do this shit to me.
As
But
they all did.
I could have, at any point in time, had my mind been in the right frame, stopped it. I could have been like, no, you're done. You're done, son. I have done this with every other person I have dated.
Okay.
Not that one.
Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. Let's accept it. Radical acceptance, right? Okay, fine. I radically accept this. But I have a question if we're going to radically accept this. I need a logical line of radical acceptance here. Which is
Hold on, I have to look at what Mush is saying in your chat. Would you be willing to change the wording from "don't be me" to "if you see these signs, run, don't walk"? Hell yeah. I would even change it to "if you see these signs, Molly, you in danger, girl. Get out." Like, I'm down for that.
Okay.
I say don't be me as a way of saying, like, you see what I am? A lot of people, for whatever reason, idealize me. Why? Stop doing that, first of all. Second of all, what?
Let me unpack that later. Okay?
Yeah,
We're
we'll
unpacking
work
one
on that
thing at a
later.
time. We'll unpack one thing at a time.
You have a time limit, my love.
I have a time limit? You underestimate me. You underestimate me. Anyway.
I do underestimate your power. It's okay, Anakin. Let's go.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Much is going exactly wrong. All right. So let's accept.
Bush is on me for my shit, and I love her.
Yeah, this is exactly where I was going to go, actually, as well. Had my mind been in the right frame. Question, then. Who would have taught you to not only look for these signs, who had already taught you at that point in your life to look for those signs? Who had taught you already at that point in your life to be in that mentality? Was younger you in any kind of position to be in that mentality?
If
no if. I don't want ifs. I want definitives. I want definitives.
Had I spoken to my aunt, the answer would be yes.
But you didn't.
Hadn't. My aunt, who birthed my eldest cousin, that would have been one to look at. But I didn't know until I was 15?
Oh, what's this you didn't know?
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Well, how dare you not know, though? Idea. Following your line of logic.
Fair, I did actually feel that. How dare I not know?
I know you probably
How dare I not see? That was a problem. And every one of us, let's be real, every single one of us who feels the way I have felt knows that feeling. And it sucks. You see your friends, you see your family, you see those closest to you, and you go, had I known this thing...
The golden thing to know.
It. Just stop.
You should stop it. Be realistic. You would not have known that thing.
No, I didn't. And I didn't know until I was much older, but before I dated He Who Shall Not Be Named. I knew the thing. One way or another, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, at our core...
Get you one way or another. Sorry.
I'm gonna see ya. I'm gonna get you. I'm get you. But once we get down to the core of it, a lot of us feel the same way, and that's the horrible thing.
Sure.
Is so many of us who have been through this, who have been through, SA, and I'm gonna say SA because I don't want, Twitch to censor you. SA, DV, a lot of us feel the same way. You can see it after the fact. Hindsight is 20/20, 100%. Like, there is no denial of this. But in the moment, you are so thoroughly enamored at the idea that someone could love you for. And that's the insidious thing. Because you don't love you for who you are. If you loved you, you'd recognize that as false.
I love me for me.
Good. And I am so glad for that.
Do you love me
I
for you?
really don't want to have to put claws into somebody else for you. I will, but I don't want to.
Kinky.
I mean, I'm a bitch, and do you see this gloriousness? I have
Yes.
claws, honey.
I'm happy for them.
If you want a bitch to put claws into somebody, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to feel that in yourself.
Man, I'd be more surprised if you didn't get the fucking mommy sorry chatters. That speech.
I mean, to be fair, that's actually my best friend. She's
Hey.
she gets that.
There you go.
That's not me.
Sure.
Not outwardly, anyway.
Fair enough. So, do you love you?
But nowadays, yes, I do.
Okay.
Do I necessarily forgive myself for the shit in the past? No. Because to forgive myself is to forget. And I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget because I know who she was. I know her weakness. And that weakness is not something I want to invite into me. And you and I can disagree on this, and that's fine, Waba.
It's not true. Forgive does not mean forget. Let me talk on my trauma.
I have forgiven my perpetrators. I have never forgiven myself. Difference.
Okay. You don't have to forgive your perpetrators, but what you can do, what you also can do, is you can let go of the emotional chokehold that they've put on the past versions of yourself in order for you to move forward and recover.
That's not the same as forgiving myself. Letting go of the past chokehold, I can do that. That's easy. You had this hang up about wanting someone to love you because you were so desperate. You were 23 years old and you were getting old, and therefore you wanted someone to love you because otherwise you would never, perpetrate your line and have children and this, that, and the other, and everything society expects of you, right? We'll throw that out the window. But that's what 23-year-old me wanted. Someone to love her and give her children and make a family and this, that, and the other. 23-year-old me was stupid. I love her. She was dumb, but I love her. 35-year-old me is vastly different. 35-year-old me can go, oh, honey. Oh, sweetie. No. He doesn't actually love you. He wants the ideal of you. And the ideal you is the person who is, 25 years old, barefoot in the kitchen with an apron. And that has never been you. And you know that, and I know that. Therefore, why? I will never forgive that, because I tried to fit myself into a mold I didn't fit in. Because I was so desperate for love. Now, if you want to love me, you love me. That's it. The good, the bad, the ugly, I don't give a shit. You love who I am, or you don't love me. If you don't love me, get the fuck out. There's no point. Simple enough. I'm pretty cut and dry these days, actually, compared to ye oldie days.
It's current you love your past you.
For what she was, yes.
What does forgiving your abuser do for you if you haven't forgiven yourself?
I can forgive my abuser for their own faults and their own follies. I don't hold ill will towards them. They did what they did. Was it stupid? Yes. Was it manipulative? Yes. Was it abusive? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, there is somebody along the way that never told them that was wrong. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this. And you know what? End of the day, I hate to say this, it sounds so egotistical. They will die cold and alone with no one around them who actually loves them, who isn't there for fear. Meanwhile, I have my community. I have the people who love me, and they love me for who I am. I'm not here to abuse them. I'm not here to make them feel less than. I want to make them feel greater than. I want them to know, at the end of the day, they are better than the sum of their parts. And when I die, they are the ones who will be around me. Physically or otherwise.
I feel that as well. I'm going to use a mindset by Dave quote because I steal everything from him with love, which is, you know, I'm not here to tell everyone how great I am. I'm here to tell everyone else how great
they are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not my deal. I'm not here to go, I'm the best! That's not me.
Jess, you are the best, and you are greater than the sum of your parts as well, and the sum of your traumas.
Well, thank you, Waba. I will never believe you, but alright.
Your brain will never believe me right now, but what about this bitch in 7 years?
My heart appreciates you saying that, but at the end of the day, everyone else around me is the best.
Uh-huh.
They're not the best they can be, but they are the best they can be right now.
But you can be the best too. You can make time for you.
I do, actually.
Can love you.
I sit down, I read my books, I hang out with my family, I cuddle my kitten. And I don't need my ex to tell me that I can do that. I just do it.
Exactly.
I don't need him to tell me that I am beautiful. I'm not. I don't give a shit that I'm actually not beautiful. I actually give off that, like, bad bitch, I will kick your ass vibe.
Bitch, what?
That's what I prefer.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
No, full stop. Objectively, you're hot.
Oh, thank you.
Shut the fuck up. You're
I
fucking.
appreciate that.
You look like fucking hot goth mom, alright? Mommy, sorry.
I mean, to
Mommy,
be fair,
sorry.
I am goth mom to a few people in my community, and they're like, goth mom, and I'm like, what? They're like, I have to lurk. I'm like, it's fine.
Fucking, let's get all the nasty comments out of our system now. Fucking.
I am the big titty goth girlfriend.
Start the OnlyFans. Start the fans league. Get 0.1%.
This bitch is not OnlyFans. I'm sorry. To your disappointment, I do not OnlyFans.
I'm not saying you have to. Just like, let's get all the nasty shit out right now.
But no, if y'all want to get your nasty shit out in chat, I totally can't see it. I promise you. Like, say what
if you need to get your nasty shit out, I can link you a site, not on Twitch.
But anyway. No, I am, end of the day, I am a hardcore bad to the bone bitch. I see some shit on Twitter where someone's like, oh, trans people aren't people. I'll be like, hi, how are you? Have a day.
You commented on my tweet about, like, how the fuck do people have spoons for this shit?
I don't have spoons. I just have an unlimited amount of rage. You have
knives. You have knives and forks.
I have rage. That's what it is. I don't have spoons. I just have rage. There's a difference.
Fair.
Spoons,
live I have the spoons for it.
I can have great discourse with people who can be talked to. Unlimitedly. Like, I don't know how it happens. Most of the time it's my community. Like, I go like, guys, help. And they'll show up. But when it comes to dealing with those TERFs and those GCs and all this other shit, I'm like, ha 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 ha. Chew toy. Let's have fun. And I love that. I love that about me. I've always been that person that I'm like, no.
You know, we want to believe that you're a hardcore bad to the bone bitch, but we also think that a hardcore bad to the bone bitch could love and forgive herself. But, I don't know. Shrug. I
love myself. Can I forgive myself? Not necessarily, because to forgive myself is to forget where I've come from.
No, it's not.
As far as I am concerned. And we can, again, have this talk.
As far as your brain's concerned, we will have this talk.
As far as my brain is concerned, I cannot forgive myself for my stupidity in the past. But, as I am now, as much as I have clawed back in the last 7 to 8 years to be who I am again versus what my ex made me. And like, again, none of you would recognize me at all if I was still the same person my ex believed me to be. I was Susie Homemaker, like little, quiet, demure, didn't say shit, was wearing a goddamn apron. This bitch wore a fucking apron. Let's talk about that for a second. I was not me. I was not myself.
Mm-hmm.
Can I forgive my past self for doing that? No.
Why?
Because who I am is
Why?
great.
Why is it her fault?
Because she didn't believe we were.
Why would she have believed that you were?
Because at the end of the day, the me I was then is the me I am now. Admittedly, I
No, it's
clawed
not.
back
You
to
said
it.
that bitch is
No, it
completely
was.
different from who you are now.
No. The
You had
me I
different
was when I was
information.
with him versus who she was before she got with him.
You had different
person.
information. You were operating under different circumstances.
Yes.
Were there circumstances for her to reasonably be in that mentality?
Reasonably. No.
Exactly. So you should forgive yourself. End of story. Next.
Oh, okay. All right. You want to play this game? We can play that game.
I will play the why fucking hole. All right. I will play the why.
Okay.
Hole.
Before I got with him, I was the bad bitch who would sit there and go, look, I don't give a shit what you have to say to this person. If it involves their gender, their ethnicity, their anything, their sexual preference, I don't give a fuck. The fuck is wrong with you? And that was me. And I was claws out, balls out, didn't give a shit. I got with him, and I very much became quiet, subdued. I wouldn't say anything to anyone because I didn't want to fight. Because I was so used to fighting. And even the slightest thing, even just saying I wanted honey mustard with chicken strips rather than ranch would cause a fight. And that was the difference. That's where it hit. I wasn't allowed to be myself and be like, no. Listen here, motherfucker.
So you weren't allowed to be
what
yourself.
You just said was bullshit.
So you weren't allowed to be yourself. Thereby,
I wasn't allowed to be me.
Because you weren't allowed to be
he
yourself.
Tried to kill me.
Right, exactly. So therefore, by that logic, you weren't allowed to be yourself, which means you couldn't be your bad bitch self, which means you should be able to forgive your past self for doing things because they were abused and manipulated into that situation where they weren't allowed to be themselves. And it fucking sucks that it started the way it started. But it is what it is.
The bad bitch who is sitting here right now can't forgive the fact that I know she was a bad bitch. She was there. I know because I have worked for 7-8 years to reclaim that bad bitch self.
So what you're saying is that you fell in the same cycles as other survivors, but you can't forgive yourself despite being in an unsafe environment.
I can't forgive myself. I can forgive them. But looking at myself, I can't do it because I know better. I know I knew better.
Unmanipulated you knew and know better, but manipulated you, it's literally a cult of personality, to use that expression again.
Me almost didn't go to therapy.
But why can you forgive them?
Because she actually had the balls to go to therapy. After her little sister almost committed suicide. After she stayed up all goddamn night and drove on 3.5 hours of sleep, 3 hours south, with her mother having 1 hour of sleep. I can forgive that one. Because it was still there. Everything else he made of me was not me. And that's my problem. But that one moment where I did what I had to do above all else because somebody I cared about was in pain, that's what I gave a shit about. He hated it. He loathed it, as a matter of fact. He gave me no end of hell when I came home because I drove on 3.5 hours sleep. And he couldn't imagine why I let my mom drive. but I could.
How could you forgive Rebecca, who didn't know any better and got herself in a bad situation?
She knew. Wasn't the first time. Wouldn't be the last. Well, actually, it better be the fucking last, because I will kill somebody. But, you know. But if Rebecca was in a bad situation she'd never been in before, I could forgive that. You didn't know. You didn't know better. You didn't know who you were.
And you didn't know better, and you didn't know who you were because you were manipulated. Because,
but I did know who I was when I went in, and I let it go.
Doesn't matter. But that's the point of a manipulator, is that they know that you know, and even if you know, they have other manipulations to get around that. They make it sly. They make it subtle. It starts off slow and subtle.
So hard to make me cry, and I appreciate you.
But it's slow and
trying
subtle.
To get me to forgive me.
Jess,
it is, and
it's slow and subtle. Do you think manipulators are stupid? They are, but they're not.
Well,
because they're smart in very particular ways that directly counter. Don't you think they would have developed their own ways to directly counter someone who's saying, oh yeah, I'm a bad bitch? And they'd be like, okay, well, XYZ thing, and they throw you off. And then once you're thrown off, they keep throwing you off, and they keep knocking you off balance. And then they drag you into their world. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I can fix them. And they take advantage of your I can fix them mentality.
Oh, God, no. I never tried to fix his ass.
I don't fucking know what the mentality was in the relationship, but whatever it was, they dragged you into it because they knew that you'd fall victim to it. Normalizing the tiny things escalate from there. Exactly. Pull out the fucking charts. I have a child.
I mean, we have children. What? But... no, I will never.
We're also ignoring the opposite manipulation cycle.
Else.
Right. We're pulling out the charts. We're pulling out the charts.
I love you all. And my community is over here being like, no, bitch, listen.
I'm also being like, no, bitch, listen.
I know.
You're welcome.
I am both in love and upset. I am in love and upset at the same time. Well done, everybody.
You're in love with me and also upset.
Yes.
So we're married.
Yes.
I'm afraid. I can't.
You should be afraid.
No, I'm not afraid 100%. Because of that. I just can't commit to that because I'm getting married to Frankie in January. Anyway.
Wait, what? You're getting married to your partner in January?
Yeah. Anyway.
I will cast many blessings. Tell me the day, and I will I have altar right behind me. I got you.
Hi.
Boom.
Yeah.
I am the witch. Hi.
Where is it?
Hashtag witch. Let's go. Also, Imara is looking for her goddamn.
Where's my
why?
Where's my cycle?
Watch
there it is.
Why is my light?
Cycle of abuse.
Where are you? Oh, yeah.
Overprotection, name of love, power gained through self-isolation, restrictive control of resource activities, punishment through anger, physical harm, acting as if nothing happened, increase in love and kindness. There are ups. There are honeymoon phases. There are honeymoon phases to the cycle.
Had plenty of those.
There it is. There's the fucking honeymoon.
Here
we go. Abusers act differently after violent episodes. Some ignore or deny the violence. Some blame their anger on you. Something you said or did. Some fear losing you and act genuinely sorry. This phase is called the honeymoon. Abuser will try to make up for his violence. May act sorry. Send cards, flowers, provide presents, help around the house, spend time with the kids, go to church, get counseling, may seek pity. Important to realize this phase is an attempt to draw you back in the relationship. The phase is never a real honeymoon. There's tension, walking head shells, everything. Fucking.
Yep, been there, done that. Have several books to prove it. Because you knew the weight of my heart was books. Honestly, anybody who's known me for 5 minutes knows my weight. You know, the weight of my heart is books.
The weight of your heart is a 2-inch fucking cut on your sternum. Next question.
I mean, it's actually more like a 4-inch because you have to go through the sternum itself.
Whatever.
But, okay.
You know what I mean.
I mean, you're talking to somebody who studies serial killers, baby. I will tell you the tea. You won't like it, but I'll tell you the tea. Oh, yeah. No, have the middle fingers fly freely. Please, embody my grandmother.
That chart is truly the only one in the club popping its puss. This is why I let my
Please.
middle fingers fly through. I watch you play fucking Man of Medan. I know you like books. Yeah, true.
It's true. I do love books, and I got mad that TC like denied me the book. I was very upset.
I
I'm
need
very
the
upset
cat
still.
clippers. I need
Where?
cat
What?
clippers.
I
Anyway.
have a fucking bottle opener. Where are you?
Listen.
It's somewhere on the mess on my desk. That's the fun part, is finding it in the mess on my desk.
Yes, this is Sky, and he is annoying.
Ah! Found it.
I need him to stop.
No, he is not annoying. He is delightful, and you should pet him.
Do you
I
want
demand
him? Where you at? I'm on my way.
Chicago, come on.
Alright.
I got Rhiannon. She'll love a friend.
Father, let me lick your nose. I know.
Mush knows. She lived with Rhiannon.
Alright, I'm on my way to Chicago.
Hey, baby.
I'm gonna bring my cat with me.
Sorry, Imara must drink, because I don't talk about these things
Anyway,
sober.
I'm happy. I'm proud of us, chat. We've still made progress, even if we haven't convinced her in fully. But we've made progress.
We'll get there, chat. I'm working on it, okay?
Group
It's
therapy
been
trip to Chicago?
years,
Alright,
I'm still working on it. Therapy, let's go. Come on. Come on, my loves. I'll cook for all of you. It'll be fun.
What are you cooking?
Lasagna, obviously.
Fuck yeah.
That is like my specialty. Ask Mush. She lived with me. But no, I'm working on it. I'm still forever going to utter the words, don't be me.
Stop
Because
it.
I don't want anyone to ever be me. Don't just don't.
You don't want
Leave
people to
yourself.
make the same mistakes and missteps that you've made.
Exactly. I don't. I know everyone like takes offense to the "don't be me" thing, but like that's don't do what I did.
Because the mentality is not healthy for your recovery. That's why.
Wait, are you Italian too? I'm 1/5 Italian. Actually. Hi. How are you, Jeffrey the Hedgehog? How are you doing? I'm 1/5 Italian. I'm half Irish, actually.
All right, Mush.
Hence the endlessly stubborn bullshit. I'm half Irish. How are you doing? I also have Cherokee, Apache, and Blackfoot in here. So hi, and Italian,
Irish,
and
French,
Slovak, and
Canadian, Russian,
Lithuanian.
Polish. And my dad swears 1% Native American because he's
Would you be
whatever.
willing to rephrase "don't be me" if you see these things? Don't walk, run. Yes. If
We
you
talked
see
about
the
that
shit that
before.
I saw, if you see things leading to the way I did things, do not do them. Don't be a dumb bitch in a horror movie. Turn around and run.
Because that's how you started this interview as well, is that you wanted to spread the message of you know,
Don't
if
be
you
a
see
dumb
these
white
things run.
bitch in a horror movie. Run.
Yes, don't be a dumb white bitch in a horror movie. Okay, fine. I said it. There you go. You're welcome.
There you go.
There's,
Thank
there's
you.
your
Yes, I
cancelable
appreciate
clip.
that.
All right.
I really do appreciate that, because yeah, no, I was once a dumb white bitch in a horror movie. Don't be a dumb white bitch in a horror movie. Turn around and fucking run. Don't walk, run.
I will try my best to not be a dumb white bitch in a horror movie.
If I ever see you being a dumb white bitch in a horror movie, I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna be like, look,
Do
Waba,
it.
I
Call
love
me
you.
out.
You're an amazing human being.
Listen. Okay.
However,
Can I just say something? Because this talk has gone on entirely way too long.
far too long. We are almost 2 hours over.
Yeah, we're like not 2 hours over. It's been started this call at 4 o'clock. Yeah, we're 43 minutes over.
Okay.
Anyway, I
It's
called
just
you.
running
I
up the
called
steps
you out,
really
and
up
I
the
started
floor.
fighting you live on stream like this because of the energy that you're exuding, and I felt safe to do so, and I instantly accepted the possibility that you could hate me forever and never talk to me again. I accepted that possibility immediately because I thought it was important to battle your intrusive and ingrained negative recovery thoughts live on stream.
Waba,
I thought
I'm
it was
going to do a
therapeutic.
thing with you.
So
I do with my friends.
Yes.
Fight me.
I will fight you.
If you see me doing something stupid, fucking fight my ass.
That's why I called you out, because I felt like
Good.
you'd be open to being fought in that way of like, I give a shit about you. That's why I'm like rattling you and be like, bitch, what are you doing?
Because I do the same shit to other people.
Okay,
And that's
good.
only fair that you can do that to me. Yes, should I forgive my past self? Absolutely. It's more important for me to forgive my assailants than it is for me to forgive me at this point. Because at the end of the day, I have my community. I have my tribe. I have the people I look over.
Absolutely.
And if anyone tries, I will destroy a bitch. 100%. My community has seen me do it more than once.
I want to fucking give a special shout out to Mushkiss and Celine
Absolutely.
Gion.
Absolutely.
Because
Mush
they've
will
been-
call me on my shit.
they've
She has
been-
lived with me.
yeah.
Celine sees me. Bitch, why? Why, bitch, why?
They've
But
both
I
been
know
very
why, actually,
amazing
not
today. Thank you
No,
so much
really,
for the
they're-
follow, Mush.
They're out here asking me, why are you doing this shit? Because they feel safe to do so on somebody else's channel versus doing it on mine because they're vaguely afraid my mods will be like, nah.
They're not
Which
the
is funny
mods.
because Mush is one of my mods, and so is Slane.
I was like,
And I'm like, but wait, why?
I was like,
My
if they're
mods
the
are bullying me on somebody else's channel, which is entertaining.
as they should.
No, you both have mod swords.
They're
and
not.
fight
They're
me.
not bullying
Fight me,
you. They're
motherfuckers.
calling you out so that you can recover and heal.
You know, they're calling me out, and I love them. I love Mush. Mush lived with me. Honestly, Mush has called me to be like, hey, I need a tarot reading on this. I'm like, I don't need a reading for this. I know where you're going. Stop it.
So what I'm hearing,
Stop.
is future collab streams between us.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what I'm hearing.
I'm down. You want to go? Let's go.
I don't fucking know
What
what
you
we're
wanna
playing,
play?
but I don't know. Give me a game. I'll write it off as a business expense. All right.
Dead by Daylight.
Jeffrey loves horror games.
Raft, oh, Sea of Thieves. Oh, I could do The Forest. I've never played it, but we can try to figure it out together and fuck it. Let's go.
What was the second one you mentioned after DBD?
Sea of Thieves?
No, before that.
Raft?
Oh, Raft.
Raft is fun.
Raft is fun.
I do have Raft. I will make a Raft just for us, and we
Yes,
will try to,
please.
survive together. It'd be
Okay,
great.
listen, a big fucking thing about me and my morals in this community is
Jeffrey
calling
does love horror. Hi,
is
Hoji.
calling
Hi,
people
Jeffrey.
out on their shit.
Amazing.
I am unafraid to call people on their shit, and then people
I
get mad at
call
me.
everybody else but myself on my shit. So
People
we're
get
good.
mad at me when I call them out on their shit. They're like, "That's a call out," and I'm like,
Dude, I'm not
Yes.
mad at you. I am not even remotely mad at you because my community calls me on my shit. I love them. They do. They keep me true. They keep me real. They keep me honest. But this is not something I've ever really talked about on stream. This is not something I've ever really talked about to my community. Even my parents don't know the full story. And I live in their house. Like literally this background here, that's my parents' basement. I don't talk about this shit. I did this because I trust you, Waba,
"Yeah,
and I
That means a lot
wanted
to
to get
me,
it out
honestly.
there because I want somebody else who has seen this
Mm-hmm.
to know, honey, sweetheart, darling, baby. I don't give a shit what gender you are or what gender
always
you
in that
believe
order
you are.
too."
Honey, sweetheart, darling.
Honey, sweetheart, darling, baby,
Baby.
please.
Yes, please. I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. I believe in you, and stop being me. Don't be stupid. Run. Just run. Run. That is the fastest result you can get. Just run. Just go somewhere safe. Go to a friend who is not also a friend with that person, because that also leads to bad things. But go to a friend, get out, and get out from under, because getting out from under is the most important part. I spent 2 years where I couldn't look my own fucking family in the face. Including my grandmother who was dying.
Be like that.
Get the fuck out.
Did you get the fuck out?
I did.
Are you getting the help that you need?
Yes. And I have been able to get in contact with my grandmother. I mean, obviously, I got in contact with my grandmother. She died in January. But she's actually one of the biggest, supporters of me streaming. You can't see it, but right here. Wait, yeah. Here. There is a book that is facing the wrong direction. That's the first book she ever bought me. And she's right here. Hello? Chat, how are you? This is one of her rings.
Love it.
I actually wear her to work with me because I have this amber ring right here, right? This guy. There is a necklace that matches it that she bought when I was 10 that we found in her house. I took it. It's mine. I wear her to work. I wear some of her clothes to work. Just to make sure when that one commissioner decides he wants to get his fucking panties in a bunch, I can be like, and I'm going to be the calm calculus teacher and go fuck yourself. Are you done? All right, cool. I'm gonna go on with what I was doing. And that's my grandma. That's grandma energy, and we all want grandma energy in my chat. But every time I was around her, she would ask me, "Hey, how have you been doing on Twitch?" She doesn't know Twitch. She doesn't understand Twitch. But she went, "Hey, how are you doing on Twitch? How's your community? What games have you played? What charities have you been raising money for?" And that's my grandmother.
That's sweet.
She was one of the biggest proponents of me streaming.
Very wholesome.
To be fair, I have yelled at my dad about that one because he's like, "You have a part-time job." I'm like, "Yeah, and grandma wanted me to stream. Fuck off."
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, he's actually outside the window. If you can hear a lawnmower going, that's my dad.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was your favorite show as a kid growing up?
Define a decade,
When you were a kid?
please.
Like 5, 6, 5 to 15.
Are you
could be a
afraid of the
cartoon
dark
show.
and then Rugrats?
Rugrats?
Are you afraid
Yeah.
of the dark and then Rugrats?
Afraid of the Dark and Rugrats. Okay. Rugrats.
I'm nerd. Hello.
Well, Chucky, sometimes a baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do.
Listen, Tommy. Shut your face.
No! I am sick of shutting my face, Chucky! Oh, Tommy, I don't think that's a very good idea. Can't do it.
Actually,
You watched
were
Sesame Street,
pretty
right?
close. You were pretty close. Yeah. I also watched Sesame
From
Street
literally
as a
just
kid.
thinking it in my head, I'm just like, where is it? You do like Sesame Street?
Oh yeah. As a kid, I loved Sesame Street. I actually legit almost walked into a baseball field because of Sesame Street. So
That's
you
cute.
know. Oh yeah, my mom was not happy.
Emma thinks that you should be kind to yourself and show yourself love and forgiveness and give yourself the time to heal and be good. Like Elmo's a good friend to Dorothy. Okay? Can Elmo give you a hug now?
Elmo is always welcome to hug me.
Okay, there, yeah. You're gonna be Elmo's best friend.
That's cute, Waba. I appreciate you for that. I really do. If you ever want somebody, like, anybody ever says the Wicked Witch is their favorite person, I got you, boo. How about a little fire, Scarecrow? But no,
I'll get you, my
hey, pretty. And your little
your little
dog,
dog,
too! Thank you, Eartha Kit. How are you doing?
So good. Cat dog?
Dude, Dorothy scared the fuck out of me. I love the Wicked Witch, though.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm
I wish they made
melting,
more of the Oz films as films, but no.
Oh, but have you seen Wicked, my darling?
I actually haven't. I played it in
We
marching
will
band.
hang out. We
Yes.
will hang out in
Wicked watch
Discord,
party?
and I
Wicked
will
watch
find
party.
Wicked.
Are you in my
Yes.
Discord? You're in my Discord, right?
I don't know that I'm in your Discord, but I think you're in mine.
Am I? Mine anyone's
If you're
Discord?
not, I will fix this.
You're not gonna fix this. I'm in so many Discords and inactive in like none of them.
But I will figure it out. Cause yeah, no, we'll watch some Wicked. I love Wicked. I love musicals in general. Kinky Boots, actually. Have you ever seen Kinky Boots?
I haven't, but I'm I'm a fucking
Ooh,
musical
baby.
person too. I was a
I
musical
am gonna
kid.
send you a thing that, like,
Hell yeah.
for everybody who, like, doesn't love themselves, because I've had those moments, right?
Stop it.
We've obviously been over the fact that I've had these moments. I find. Hold on. What's the name of the song?
Have you watched Steven Universe?
Yes. Sort
Have you
of.
watched the entirety of Steven Universe?
No. Yes. This song. This. Yes. Perfect.
You should
You
watch the
should play
entirety of
this on
Steven
stream
Universe.
right now, my love.
Okay. If you haven't watched the entirety of Steven Universe, you should. I think it would help you heal.
Waba. There we go. I send. You should play this thing. I promise I won't sing along to it. But I might. If you say a 3, 2, 1, I will play it and we will do the thing.
You should finish Steven Universe. Everyone fucking finish Steven Universe and Steven
I
Universe
need to,
Future. It's
actually.
very important. It's very important and it's very good. What is this? Raise you up /
It's
just
Kinky
be.
Boots. Have you ever seen Kinky Boots?
I haven't.
Oh, bitch, you are going into my Discord and we're watching it tonight. I love Kinky Boots. It's one of my favorite shows. You should watch it. Because it's all about accepting and loving other people as they are. But if you want to watch it with your Discord, I will go in there and do it too.
This looks
It's
great.
worth.
It's definitely
It's so
copyrighted,
great.
but like
It's so
it looks
great.
good.
Tell me when you're ready.
I can't watch it because it's YouTube.
But you can.
I don't have separate track on YouTube, just on Spotify.
How dare.
Yeah, sorry. I could probably
Chat,
change the
if you
track.
want to watch the gloriousness that we are about to listen to, you should totally join one of our 2 Discords, and we will make this a thing.
Anyway.
Tonight, I have Kinky Boots on stream, so let's go.
Sure. Anyway, I love you very much.
I love you too.
Thank you for coming on.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
Uno reverse. No, you.
No, us.
Oh, it's you, it's me, it's us?
Yeah, it's a no, us.
I'm not going to go with the horror stream here, but it's you, it's me, it's us.
Okay. I see how it is.
But no, hi chat. If you want to talk on the sidelines, I'm here.
Everyone, I'm here as well.
And Waba is obviously here.
And I also do 1v1s as well if you want more personal
They have done some shit and said some shit.
I have.
And now I have shit to think about. And I'm upset.
Good. Good. Honestly, my goal always with these talks is if they've been therapeutic or if they help you think.
Honestly,
what I
end of
want.
the day, I just want somebody else in the world to know what I went through and to look for the signs. Because that's... Don't ever do what I did. Go be yourself, and if somebody else doesn't accept you, if they don't love you as you are and they try to change you, fuck them. They want to cut you up into little tiny bite-sized pieces. Fuck them. Stay whole and let them choke. You are the best you that you can be. So be you. Everybody else is already taken.
Absolutely. Anyway, those are on my socials and stuff. Feel free to follow me on my things. Thank you for the follows, Mushkish. And Ligon and Olivia, thanks for the raid. Doppelganger, thanks for the follow. Lizzie,
Excellent
thanks for the
people.
follow. Jean, thanks for the
For those
follow.
in my
Walter,
chat.
thanks for the follow. Thanks for the raid. Raven again. Opel, thanks for the follow.
There's a few who
Monty.
granted follows. My chat,
Oh my god.
yeah, watch Waba. They're actually significantly better than I
will-
am when talking about this shit on Twitch. Honestly.
You fucking... You flatter me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. I'm a bitch. Call a spade, but it's true. I am that bitch who's gonna tell you things.
Anyway, I'll talk about mental health any stream. You bring it up, I'll fucking talkity-talk on it. My mouse just went flying. Thanks so much.
Dude, I sit there and yell about mental health and horror streams, so you're fine.
It's good. It's good. Anyway, mental health talk with Queer Safe Space, all the other stuff and things and whatever. We do things that try to be as authentic as possible. And yeah. This was fun. I don't usually fight guests like this, but you know,
No,
this was
fight
fun.
Me more. Fight me.
I'll fight you more later. Bye, you